on this computer. I'm running out of storage on. Beautiful.
Yeah. I copy that streaming link. Which site is that even?
I think it immediately goes to YouTube. But yeah, I think it immediately goes to YouTube, but you can Dex, can you tweet out the Apollo link or the Twitch link?
Yes. I was told this was a Netflix deal. I'm out. I'm done.
I thought this was a Netflix original.
All right. So y'all good to go?
Oh yeah. I'm good.
All right. Welcome to the one. Oh no. Oh no.
Dad,
Cold open.
Tweet out these links.
Too many hosts.
Oh man.
I got to tweet this link from like 3 different accounts.
That would be a really funny bit. Just get a smorgasbord of podcast hosts just to introduce themselves for one podcast. Oh, that'd be so funny.
On y'all's podcast, I was sitting there going like,
I mean, that's legit just an improv practice, is a smorgasbord of podcasters going to talk over one another.
Let's all just be, I am the main character. That's what I am.
We all have main character energy, but not main character status.
Oh, man.
I'm fine with being an NPC for once. This is nice.
NPC.
Welcome to those of you who are already streaming us on Twitch from Apollo HOU, Apollo Houston.
Whoa.
We appreciate y'all. To the 20 people subscribed to our YouTube account, hi. Appreciate you as well.
I keep hopping in the live chat of the YouTube stream, and no one ever answers me, and it's kind of
because we don't monitor that shit.
I know, but it's like sometimes I just want to I want to talk with my friends.
I have needs.
You're the only people I talk to.
All right. I have tweeted both links.
Awesome. Dex, we good?
Yeah, we good.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the One Take Podcast, episode 61. This week we are doing 21 Jump Street Review, otherwise known as the best comedy of the last decade.
Ooh.
Fight me.
Bold statement.
We are joined by the boys from Stir the Plot podcast, Derek Colton.
Dex, when did you come on the podcast? This is
You are welcome.
Derek Colton and Brady. Thank y'all for joining us so much. We just did y'all's podcast. Time is irrelevant to anyone listening to this in 30 years, but we just did their podcast 2 hours ago. So how is everybody doing?
Tired.
Yeah.
Y'all drained me.
Yeah, if we're comparing how I am now to how I was 2 hours ago, there's a significant shift in my well-being. But overall, I'm good.
Me and Brady basically did open heart surgery on my audio from that. So
For a hot second, yeah.
we were stressed for a little bit, but we're doing well now.
That's great to hear. We'll go listen to Stir the Plot. Of course, we'll pitch their stuff later in the.
Or don't. It's a free country.
or don't do that.
We understand.
Dex, Tej, how we doing? Dex, this is one of your favorite movies.
I'm feeling super vaccinated and just.
How do I sign up for the super vaccine?
King.
You didn't tell me about that one.
You gotta talk to Bill Gates directly.
Yeah, I'm actually live streaming this from my Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation brain chip that I got into. So I'm having fun.
They didn't give me any superpowers. I don't even have 5G.
Dang.
Can't wait for Vaxxed Boy Summer. So
Yeah.
Vax Boy Summer, big Vax energy.
Pfizer gang, let's go.
where are my Pfizer freaks at?
Yeah. Pfizer freaks. Whoa.
Pfizer gang for sure.
Am I the only Moderna head in this group? Forget y'all. I'll die on this hill alone. Come at me.
Broke boy.
Poverty. I mean, we
It
can all
smells like
agree though.
broken here.
We can all agree though. Johnson & Johnson, poverty.
Johnson & Johnson never even got they didn't get a Moderna Mafia or a Pfizer gang or anything like that. Nobody wanted to admit they took Johnson & Johnson.
But they got their arteries clogged, I think.
They know
Johnson & Johnson jackoffs.
Oh, damn.
J&J. I will say, am I the only one on this podcast that was felt like hammered shit after that second dose? apparently
you ain't living right because I feel fine. Like, nothing happened.
I am now 24 hours removed from my second dose, and I feel stronger than I have ever felt before.
might actually have superpowers or that chip implanted in you. So
God, I hope
Podcast
so. I'm
is going to
so
be
bored.
censored by the liberal media because we're talking vaccines on the pod. So.
We're gonna get a
how you
fact
doing?
check. I'm on the live stream.
Ben Shapiro entered the chat.
Actually,
Tej, how you doing?
I'm
Living
good,
right?
man. Living right. Feeling very vaccinated as well. Shout out to the vaccine.
All right.
Vaccine.
We
This
did
is-
it, Joe.
Actually,
We
we're just
did it.
we're just not reviewing movies at this podcast. We're just talking about how well the vaccine.
Can we review the vaccines?
Yeah.
Has anyone noticed that their phone service has gotten better after they got vaccinated?
I was saying, apparently I'm the only one not living right because I don't even have 5G. Like, it's not even.
I got 5G inside me now. I'm always gonna have phone service upgrades.
But I have had diarrhea, so I don't know what that.
I keep
Your
waking
chip's
up in the
not-
middle
your
of the
chip's not
night.
taking.
Johnson.
I keep waking up in the middle of the night for Microsoft updates.
Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum.
What if it was like dial up where it's just like in the middle of the night you open your mouth and
You wake up in a cold sweat to find Bill Gates standing over your bed. Yeah.
Someone just says, "Get off the phone. I'm trying to use the internet," and I'm like, "I'm not on the phone.
Yeah.
I am
No,
the
no,
phone."
I don't know how to. I can't hang up.
All right, guys, we're doing 21 Jump Street. Again, thank you for joining us on Apollo's Twitch stream and on our YouTube channel. Colton, let's start with you. Let's start with give this a review. Actually, sorry. I always do this. I'm the worst host on the planet. 21
I
Jump
didn't want to
Street.
say anything, but
Yeah.
Wait, you tell them which one we're talking about. There are 2 films of this title, by the way.
21. No, there's a TV show.
Oh, that's right.
21
This TV show.
There's
we were supposed to
22
watch the
Jump
movie.
Oh yeah, you watched all three seasons of
I
All
the
three
watched all
seasons
7
today.
seasons. No, just
Oh my God,
Today I
I
watched all
binged.
7
I
seasons.
said, you know what? I'll do it, but I'll do it for you, Roy. It's my dedication to the craft.
up at 5 a.m. like Rocky, like doing sit-ups, watching.
I'm 48
Johnny
hours
Depp.
removed from sleep, but we're here.
21 Jump Street came out in 2012, has a 7.2 on IMDb. It is rated a hard R. It is hour and 49 minutes, which is awesome, which really it's only like an hour and a half. A pair of underachieving cops are sent back to a local high school to blend in and bring down a synthetic drug ring. It is directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, otherwise known as the dudes that did Lego Movie.
The Lego
That's
movie.
Lego
Oh,
movie
yeah.
dudes.
Uh-huh. Let's
And,
not
I
forget
saw
Cloudy with
some-
a Chance of
some
Meatballs.
themes there.
Cloudy with
Both-
a Chance of Meatballs.
Both very great comedies, and both for kids. Very
Yeah.
cute.
And Lego Movie is like an all-time kids movie for sure. And the fact that it didn't get to win Best Animated Picture because of that Will Ferrell scene is a crime. Fight me.
Travesty.
It was written by Michael Bacall, the screenplay, and also story credit by Michael Bacall and Jonah Hill. Stars Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum, Ice Cube, Brie Larson, which is shocking.
Yeah, she came
Out
on, and
of
I was like,
left
"Wait,
field.
what?"
Yeah. Dave Franco, Rob Riggle, D. Ray Davis, and a host of other character actors: Chris Parnell, Ellie Kemper, Jake Johnson, Nick Offerman. Jake Johnson, it might be the funniest part of this movie. He's in
Ellie
it for
Kemper
like
is the funniest part of this movie. Ellie Kemper
Oh,
steals the movie.
Facts.
It's only in like 2 scenes. She's amazing.
it has a nice 69% on Metacritic.
Nice.
Nice.
But
Hell
too
yeah.
low.
This movie was very popular, incredibly popular. On a $42 million budget for a rated R gross out comedy, it made $200 million in the box office. 21 Jump Street Rotten Tomato score has an 84%, 82% audience score, which you figure that would be higher. A smart, affectionate satire of 80s nostalgia and teen movie tropes. 21 Jump Street offers rowdy mainstream comedy with a surprisingly satisfying bite. That is from Rotten Tomatoes. That is not us. So, Colton, we'll go with you first. Give it a review. Give it a letter grade, if you will, please.
Yeah, so I haven't seen this movie in a really long time. So I watched it recently, like today. And I was like, I think within the first like 5 minutes, I was like shocked that this movie is like this movie would never see the light of day in 2021.
No. Yeah, I'll let you continue, but I'll know that we'll expand on that in a second.
I definitely think we've moved away from this style of comedy, but I still I grew up with this. Like when did this movie come out?
2012.
Yeah, so I was like mid high school. Like this was my this was it for me. Like
this
was
defined
like
Colton. Yeah.
Yeah, I started my own drug ring. I'm kidding.
It was baby's first comedy for a lot of people, kind of.
Yeah, for sure. But I would give it a B-. I think and that's I'm not a super harsh critic, but I think it's a very enjoyable movie and it's got a lot of funny moments to it.
That's gonna be the lowest letter grade that anybody gives this film.
What'd you give it?
He gave it a B-.
All right, B-. Let's go. Brady. Go ahead, give it a review, give it a letter grade.
Yeah, I think with all teen franchises that come out back in your formative years, I'm always worried to revisit them because they're pristine in my mind, and you're like, I don't want to touch this again. I was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was funny. Colton, I think you're right. I think there were a couple scenes within the first 10 minutes. I was like, this might have a different connotation in 2021, but I think overall it was super funny. I actually think it's a well-crafted film. I truly do. I think it's well written. I think it's well directed. I would probably go a solid B. I don't think it's A grade cinema, but I would call this a solid B.
Okay. I'm real quick. I would say I don't know if it'd be made that now is kind of funny because they harp on that trope of reversing and being super woke within the film, and I think that stands out so hard, even more so now. And we'll talk about it a little bit later on. But going into it and being like, "You punched him because he's gay," no, that it would have been even worse if
they can still make that that. Yeah, that joke probably hits harder in 2021 than it did in 20.
Yes,
there's even the scene where Franco's like, "You don't care about the environment," and he's like, "No," and he's like, "That's messed up, bro." And I'm like, "Wow, this is you're right. This could be written out of the pages of 2021.
Yes,
just with
it's 2012 woke for sure.
Yeah. For sure. There's a universe where this isn't as woke, and it was very smart by Jonah Hill and Michael Bacall to write that and to be look, this is where the direction that we're heading. And of course, they've lived in California, or at least Jonah Hill has lived in California his entire life. So he knows what direction that was heading. So it is really funny just to be, you punch a little gay black kid in the face. It's not even.
Texas is 10 years behind most states with things like that. So
with progressiveness, no.
What? Education
unheard of.
All right,
we
Derek.
don't like gay people and we can't keep the lights on.
Come to Texas. Derek, go ahead.
We just can't keep the lights on.
Yeah.
What if I was just the lone one that was like, this movie fucking sucks?
That was me last week with Inception.
It happened occasionally last week or a couple of times we've been like, this movie is ass, and we were like, we really liked it.
Well, I mean, going back to the Holes episode, I was the one that was like, yeah, this movie is a train wreck. I was like, these kid actors are phoning it in. I was expecting Oscar-worthy performances from Shia LaBeouf. I remember distinctly about this movie that it just dominated dude bro culture when I was in high school. And it was every popular guy that played football loved 21 Jump Street. And I liked it. I was just I wasn't on board the 21 Jump Street train like everyone else was. But that being said, I'll give it a B. I found myself not laughing as much as I did when I was younger, obviously because my palate's a little more refined nowadays. But no, I mean, I love a dick and a fart joke just as much as anyone else does. But no, I like
in that order.
Yes, if it's a fart and a dick joke, then it's cut that shit out.
That's just poor planning.
it's poor joke structure. But yeah, I liked it. It was funny. I will go into it a little bit later, but just you could not in any world convince me that any of the main characters were in high school.
No,
in no world.
That's part of the joke, though.
They play on it as the joke because obviously Channing Tatum does not look like anybody's high school.
No.
I will say in that scene in their actual high school years, Channing Tatum's hair is a crime against humanity. Lord,
You're going over
So
that
is
with
Jonah
Jonah
Hill's.
Hill's
So is Jonah Hill's.
hair.
So I do have trauma associated with the Jonah Hill Slim Shady haircut.
No, Derek.
No. So like when I dyed my hair last summer, blonde.
Please share your screen and let us see this, please. Thank you.
Okay, hold on. I have to pull it up real quick. But I dyed my hair blonde this last summer, and before anyone else could get to it, I went ahead and posted the picture of him from that movie, and I was like, just so you motherfuckers don't get the chance to make this joke about me.
That's
And
smart.
yeah,
hit him to the punch.
So you did the B Rabbit? You just like basically got all the bars out so that nobody could use it against you? It's like, look, guys,
Yeah.
I'm making this
I
joke
know
first.
something about you.
I believed in the stupid lie that it's like if you make the joke first, no one else can make it. No, it just emboldens
they'll
them
keep
to make
making
that
it.
joke more. Yeah.
They don't care. You've
It's
just
like
given
Derek,
them
are you-
ammunition.
Derek,
like
are you
the
on
daddy
Twitter? Because
god.
you would know if you were on Twitter that never works. They're just the joke's just gonna come in.
I am extremely logged in on Twitter. Hold on, let me share. I can't share screen because Royden is
Hold on, I got you.
screen police.
Fix that so we can see this. This
Buddy.
is gonna be incredible. And
I
make
got
this
you.
the cover art for the episode. It's gonna be incredible.
Yep, there we go.
Holy shit! This is the most
Dang.
incredible photo I've ever seen.
Stop. Oh my
Dude,
god.
this shirt is fire though.
Yeah, bro.
that
Like,
shirt is
it's from
fucking
Walmart.
flames. You were
Really?
Dang, is that? Are you wearing Livingston Walmart?
I'm wearing Livingston Walmart. Absolutely.
Wow.
Met
That shirt is
man
flames, bro.
chic.
It's
This
the
is
it's the
fire.
glasses for me. Ooh.
Yeah, it's
This
Derek,
is
I
fire.
think I bought black circle glasses because of that photo. Like
Yes, you inspired a generation for sure.
Who made fun of that photo? There's nothing to make fun of in that photo.
Well, you see, when you have friends like mine, you don't need enemies. So it's like
I felt that.
Oh man.
yep, that is my Jonah Hill moment that I had.
Incredible.
Something about
so yeah,
that hair
anyways.
with that Black Lives Matter poster though, Derek. doesn't it?
Listen, I had to cover all of my bases so no one thought
Yeah, don't get it
no one thought
confused.
that I was an op. I dyed my hair bleach blonde, and I was like, "Oh God, they're gonna think I'm a Nazi." And so I was like, "Let me
I
go
have
ahead
to
and
go
go to
protest.
Let me bounce this
Let me
shit
go
out.
ahead and go to my high schoolers Black Lives Matter protest, hold up a
Oh,
sign,
man.
mingle, and then do
Grab
my
soda
Post for
from the craft
Sopranos.
table.
grab a handful of popcorn, shrimp, and leave.
Oh man. Anything else? I'm sorry. We've just derailed that already.
What was your letter grade?
No, I mean it. B. It was a B.
The thing with this movie is it really it has so many, and I'll get into this in my review. There's so many comedies within this comedy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's gross out humor.
That's why
There's
it's good.
there's parody.
Phil
There's-
Lord is great at that.
Yeah,
They're
it's-
fantastic.
It's incredible. Lord and Miller is basically all you had to say, but it's just there's so many comedy, but it appeases everyone. But yeah, you are right that everyone, the one-liners in this is the same with Superbad or Step Brothers or anything else where they're making fun of something, but all the dude bro culture is just like, remember when he shitted and farted on screen? You're just like, yeah.
Shot him in the
Okay.
dick.
Remember when they
said
fingered
penis.
each other's mouths?
I
They
can
were finger popping
piggyback.
each other assholes.
I can
Iconic.
piggyback on that. The reason why this film works is because Lord and Miller are always very aware of genre, and when you watch this movie, you can tell that these guys are very aware of the genre in which they operate, not just the source material, but also like they are very aware of the kind of like fratty dude bro comedy, but also like this movie is going to make references to let you know like we know that we're working off of source material. So we got a couple jokes about how, these people just reboot stuff and they don't have any creativity, but you could tell that these dudes are really aware of genre. And you could tell that from pretty much all their movies, like the Lego movie is just like 6 kind of movies in one, right?
Yep.
One of them wrote on Into the Spider-Verse, which is very aware of comics, very aware of the Marvel universe, very aware of
that movie is
so it's
100 out of 100. Sorry to interrupt you. That movie is the best movie I've ever seen.
You're watching, if you watch Solo, it's like these dudes are not just aware of the Star Wars films, they're aware of kind of like the universe of the Star Wars fans that they've created and the way that Star Wars fans watch these movies. They're very aware of that. You watch Solo, you're just like, these dudes get it. Like these dudes understand what we want in these movies. And so this is like a perfect director choice. And it's clear watching this whole movie that like these dudes are not taking themselves very seriously, but they are very aware in the scope of which they're working.
Yep.
I was scared going into this movie. I was older than y'all when I watched this movie, so I was in my 20s. So
you covered that with your like.
I was in my 20s. I was aware of obviously like these kind of fratty dude bro comedies. I was also raised on those, but I had no idea that Channing Tatum could be funny. So I was just like, love Jonah Hill, know exactly what he's going to bring to the table. Have no idea what Channing Tatum is going to do in this film. And so my expectations were low just because I was like not a huge Channing Tatum fan. Didn't know if he could be funny. And I was just blown away. I was just blown away by how amazing this movie was. You're kind of just laughing from the beginning, like from that first scene where they're in high school the first time. Like you're literally just laughing throughout this movie, and the way that they kind of play with the tropes of like what high school used to be like versus what high school is like now. The more woke kids, the more environmental kids. Like there's a gay kid, like these are the cool kids now, and kind of subverting that of like, obviously everybody thinks Channing Tatum is going to be the cool kid, but really he's like the geeky kid in the high school because like outdated, like time has passed him by. I just think it's like a much smarter movie than like I thought I was going to go into. I expected to laugh a little bit, but it's like a much smarter movie.
Yep.
There's some cringe shit. The whole Jonah Hill love interest storyline is super cringe.
Yeah.
It was cringe at that time.
It was yucky. It was
yucky at the time.
It's
worse now.
There's a scene where she's like, I'm 18. And I'm like, the fact we had to put this in.
They literally wrote that. Like, they had to put that in.
Yes.
By the way, it's still a crime.
So outside of that, like kind of cringe, I think I would give this movie a solid A-. I really like this film. Every time I rewatch it, I enjoy it. So I would give it an A-.
The
respectable.
The thing with Jonah Hill and the pairing of Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum, that's part of the bit though too, is that like nobody thought that Channing Tatum could be funny, and like Jonah Hill was like, you're really funny. Like there's interviews where he's like, you're really funny, do you want to try and do this? And he's like, I don't know, I don't think that's, but and even the studio heads are like, Channing Tatum as this guy, I don't know.
Magic Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say, as like a high school sophomore at the time or junior, I don't remember. That was like my biggest turn off towards like wanting to see this movie. I was like, Channing Tatum, I don't buy it. I was wrong.
But he also just plays really well. Like he also is just like a fun character to see in this movie. Like it's kind of just like it doesn't feel like he's acting a whole lot. Like it's more just like this is just kind of his goofy self.
Unfortunately, it's a character he's kind of fallen into a few times in roles since, but it was almost like a revelation when he was just like, yeah, I'm very hot and I'm very stupid. Like we'll leave it at
OG himbo status.
He does strike me as like the Timothy Chalamet typecast, which is just Timothy playing Timothy in every movie he's in.
Yeah, I thought Samson from the Bible was the OG himbo, but now it's Channing Tatum.
Wow, what a throwback reference.
Yes,
2,000 years.
the Bible.
You've already referenced the Bible.
Shout out to our Old Testament crowd
in this film. In this podcast.
Shout out to our Old Testament.
Shout out to the Old Testament fans out
we
there.
We made a religious film the last.
That was for you.
And stir the plot. We made a religious film.
Any Israelites out there? Can I get a anybody wandering in the desert?
Gentiles?
What's up? Where are my Gentiles at?
Hi. Don't speak too loud. It becomes a rally.
We just talked about Trial of the Chicago 7. We all know how this ends.
Oh, Jesus. Shut up. The Dex, let's go with you. This is you have both of these on Blu-ray.
It's not actually a Blu-ray.
Proudly.
It's a bargain bin banger.
Bargain bin
Sorry,
banger.
I didn't know you were poor.
Is that the $5 tin? The $5 bin you got?
Yes, sir.
That was my nickname in high school, the $5 bin banger.
I was also known as the bargain bin banger. So
Every high
I've
school
gotten banned
has
from
one.
many a Walmart.
I was gonna say they just caught you in Walmart with your pants down.
It wasn't even for having sex in a Walmart. It was literally just like, oh God, your body, get out.
I finally found love in the Blu-ray section.
Dug to
Truly
the
a
bottom of the
hopeless
bargain
place.
bin. They were like,
that sounds like a Phoebe Bridgers song. Found love in the Blu-ray section.
Walmart is truly a hopeless place, so I agree.
Yeah, sure. Found love in that hopeless place.
but yeah, so I have 21 and 22 Jump Street on like a double disc feature or whatever from the bargain bin in Walmart.
He's a stan.
So I love this movie.
It's worse when they share a cover. When they share a DVD cover, you know it's bad.
Yeah, you know it's terrible because you get like the triple X movies, like a trilogy.
Yes.
Indiana Jones one of
1, 2,
these-
3, 4.
You know the bad when you have to flip. When you have to flip the disc over, it's like, oh, I gotta fucking flip the disc over. Like
that is a
you
thing
know
of
it's
the
bad.
past.
Like
Holy
that
shit.
shit is awful.
That is
Yeah, it
something
really
I hadn't
sucks
thought
whenever-
about in years.
It really sucks when there's 3 VHS tapes together and you're just like, oh God, which one do I play first?
Which one do I do?
I have a Forgetting Sarah Marshall, 40-Year-Old Virgin, and Knocked Up DVD, all in one DVD.
What? Who put that shit together? Are those even the same studios?
That's like a
Apatow
flat.
bangers.
That's a
Dude,
bootleg.
the Walmart bargain bin, you will find some gems in there. You'll get like
They don't start out together. They just as over the time they just
They
combine.
just merged.
like you'll see like a movie that's like it's like John Cena's in this one, Batista's in that one. They go together. Like,
Yeah, sure.
The
7 degrees of
WWE
bacon.
collection.
The Marine, Blade Runner 2049, same film.
Yeah.
yeah, same film, $5, get it. But yeah, I love this movie. Watching it again, I laughed all the way throughout. Y'all are way lower on it than I am. I'm an A, like because just constantly like watching this movie again today. I was just like writing down like funny like quips and one-liners and like just jokes and stuff from this movie. It's hilarious to me. Obviously, it's a little uncomfortable now in 2021. Especially because all cops are bad. But
I was gonna leave out the propaganda aspect of this film.
yeah,
There's a good 15-minute stretch of propaganda.
Yeah.
Facts.
yeah. Watching it today, I was like, I don't love that, but
I was having a great time, and then they tackled the drug dealer and like drag him, like dry hump him on the ground, and I was like, all right,
okay. The drug dealer.
That part of the movie doesn't make it into the 2021 remake of this film. That part of the movie just doesn't.
That's not in
I
there.
don't know. He was white, so I think we might be.
We might be all right.
We might be all right.
But yeah, the propaganda, the Brie Larson storyline where Jonah Hill is like in love with a child at first sight.
Literally at first sight.
From
He sees her from the jump. He's already in love with her. Like that shit is creepy.
Yeah.
There's a scene where she kisses him at the very end, and it pans over. There's like the EMT. I would love it so much more if it was just like a cop, like I'm taking you to jail. Like
Yeah,
that's
You
not
know what
okay.
you've done.
come with me, buddy. You're going on a list.
The
Not
thing
to
was,
mention
he was
giving-
basically like, I'm gonna pretend I do not see.
I do not see it.
He said, go ahead and start writing your script for your neighbors, bud. You're gonna have to work this out.
Hope you don't like public parks. Sorry, buddy.
But yeah, I love this movie still to this day. I laugh throughout it. Like just it's so self-aware, like T was talking about. Like they know exactly what they're doing and they just like they lean into it just enough like to make it still work. But yeah, I fuck with this movie heavy, to be honest. Like I'm an A. Just
Heavy.
a regular ass A.
Even the Ice Cube thing is like there are so many movies where like a stereotypical angry black dude is gonna come off cringe, but like they literally lead with it. It's like I know that I'm being loud and angry and stereotypical. Like they are aware of it, and he's still playing that character. It's like they doing that is so important because it's like now we're not gonna criticize the Ice Cube character. We're gonna like, oh, okay, like they acknowledge, they understand
on
they're
the
writing a
joke.
very stereotypical black character. Ice Cube is in on the joke. I get it now. Like they do that throughout this film. They kind of give you that little roadmap of like we know this is going to be cringe, or we know this is going to be something that you've seen before, but we can acknowledge it and make a joke out of it and make you laugh even more. And so it's like a super smart film.
Sometimes I'm angry and I'm black, so suck a dick.
It's like just realistic enough for you to like still kind of relate to bits and pieces of it. And then it's like absolutely ridiculous in other areas. And it's like, okay, I'm on board with all of this. And also that drug looked hella fun, to be honest. I would do it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
literally wrote down in my notes. I was like, I see no downside to this drug.
The only reason the guy died is he had a
Just
heart.
the kid
Somebody died.
Like I said, I don't see any
one
downside to this
person.
drug.
God,
One
don't
kid with a
kill my
heart murmur
vibe just because
died.
one kid with a hole in his heart decided to go in and pass away.
And they said it in the movie. The only reason that they care is because he's white, so people actually give a shit. Is what he says. In the movie.
They literally say that.
Yeah.
And it's
I would
barbecue, cool ranch flavored like that. Sign me up.
Now that-
I want
Now
one.
that I don't like because Cool Ranch is the devil's flavor.
Oh,
Amen.
come on.
I
dog.
disagree.
What?
I disagree completely. That is not a
Okay,
good
we're
take.
screaming. We're screaming at me, and it's kind of crazy.
No, Derek, I'm on your side here. I do not like Cool Ranch
Thank
at
you.
all.
At least my podcast host has my back.
I don't agree with this take.
Well, it's my
I
one
said-
take, so
Well, what's
Oh,
what's the chip flavor? What's the go-to chip flavor?
nacho cheese.
Doritos,
it's-
nacho cheese.
It's Cool Ranch, baby. Hashtag
Yes.
Either
back
you
the
either
blue
get
bag.
At two?
You either get the spicy chili ones, or you get the Cooler Ranch ones. Those are what you do.
I'm white. I can't do the spicy chili.
Did one of you say back the blue bag?
Back the
Did I hear back
Taking a heart
blue?
attack.
You're welcome.
The blue bag.
Now that I can
Blue
stand for.
bag.
That's a platform I could run on.
The thin blue bag.
So did you say back the blue? No.
Blue
I said,
bags
please, I cannot
matter.
stress this enough. Bag the
bags
blue.
matter.
Like,
Oh my god! All right, I gotta give a
That's a
review.
t-shirt.
Hashtag bag the blue. Hashtag support Florence Pugh. That's what we're going with.
The thin Florence Pugh.
We sell flags, but it's just like the very thin Doritos bag line that you see on the
Stretched out and pixelated beyond belief.
You can kind of squint and tell what is that? Is that the
that
Doritos?
Doritos?
Cool Ranch Doritos?
Doritos logo? I don't know. Anyway, I think this movie is one of the best comedies, if not the best comedy of the 2010s. I really do. I think because obviously studio comedies have taken a back seat to studios producing TV shows, comedies like Veep and Curbed and all these huge, great TV show comedies that we've seen. Schitt's Creek. I mean, that's not a huge studio or anything, but the just comedy this isn't an original idea. Go listen to any movie podcast, but comedy has shifted to being in
Streaming.
long form. Yeah, streaming long form. Or if it's like a romantic comedy, it's going immediately to Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shame, because this is I have never laughed harder in a theater than I think when I saw this movie. It just came out at the right time. It in my prepubescent brain, I guess, was just like this. It just was the height of comedy when I went and saw it, because I didn't see Superbad in theaters. I was too young. And
Right.
I didn't see all these movies in theaters, but you go and you see these comedies in theaters, and there's this collective experience with that. And and even this, and one of the funniest things with Django Unchained, too, when it just, there's funny parts in that where it's just, there's so much, okay, we're laughing at this. This is funny. We can laugh at this. When the audience gives you agency to laugh at something, it's so much fun. And that, and I just thinking back on the nostalgia of this movie, I think it is an A for me. This movie is, and in rewatch too. Like, I know with all, we do these reviews based on rewatch, but this movie, just so many funny lines, and it's so self-aware, and they know that it's self-aware because and they say it immediately when Nick Offerman, the most dry person on the planet, is just like 37 Jump Street. And then it's just like,
that's not right.
and then he's just like, they rehash these programs and spruce it up a little bit and think we never will notice. And he's just like, they're talking about the movie. Well, it's that throughout, and having Johnny Depp in here, which was at the time was a mind fuck, but it just is one of those things when you're watching it, it really tickles that part of your brain where you're like, this needed to come out in theaters. I wouldn't have watched, I don't know if I would have watched this on streaming or what have you. And it sucks that the only soapbox, it sucks that they're really the only streaming or the only major comedy to come out that was a hit was Game Night, and it was a hit, and it was really, really funny, and and that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
it just sucks that we don't get Thor Ragnarok maybe, but like we don't get these actual comedies in the theater anymore.
Right. When I was like reminding myself of like movies from this past decade, or comedy movies specifically from this past decade, I was shocked with how many of them were superhero movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, can we consider Thor Ragnarok a comedy? Like just like a hard comedy? Like
further on in the draft, I will.
Okay, no.
I'm just gonna let you know right now. Yes, I will.
No, and like that is fine. I'm not gonna. Well, I might. I don't know. I'm feeling saucy tonight. I might come at you, but no. But like, I don't know. It's just like you don't see that many like straight comedies anymore. Because like you were talking about, like they all went to television because it's like it's easier to tell a comedy like long form story than it is to tell like a short form, like a quote unquote short form movie.
Yeah, and you can get more jokes off per capita than you can.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can't like it's hard to write comedy like for long periods of time. That's why you see sitcoms kind of fade after a while or what have you.
Yep.
But in the intermediate, when you have like joke, and you have a great writer's room, they're flowing and you can just keep writing jokes as they go. Yeah. In a movie, it feels like, and maybe I'm wrong, screenwriters don't yell at me. Well, you have to get your best jokes in this version of this film. And they did it here. Then that's why I give it an A, because and they did it so well that it spawned a sequel that people actually really like almost just as equally. It's not as equal film, I don't think.
Well, I think to your point, like writing comedy is so much harder than just being quippy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in a Marvel movie, you already have this story of, let's say Captain America and the Winter Soldier, for instance, and you can just throw quips in there. Anybody can do that. But writing comedy specifically is such a hard task because you have to build a story around this funny idea that you've created. I don't know. It's just a different challenge entirely.
I think all the just to add on, I think all the side characters in this are pitch perfect. I think Chris Parnell, Rob Riggle, I think all of their lines are fantastic, and everything could have been throwaway. Ellie Kemper was incredible. Jake Johnson,
Dakota
Johnson was hilarious. Yeah. Which
when I saw Dakota Johnson, I said, "That's not true, Ellen. I did invite you to my birthday party."
I just never made that connection that was 50 Shades until watching that movie again today. I was like, "Wow, holy shit!"
This movie's definitely a who's who of like superstars later on.
Yeah,
and
it's honestly shocking because you're like, why is Nick Miller in this movie? Like,
right?
It's Academy Award winner Brie Larson.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
and
Captain Marvel,
the lesser Franco. Anyway,
the other one,
James.
Well,
James is in this movie.
Well, he actually may be the better. He may be the better Franco at this point.
He's got more good movies than his brother, but
James Franco also does stupid shit like I liked a book. I'm going to make a movie out of it. Oh, well, should you? I just think all the side characters are pitch perfect. I think the script is crisp, and I'm so glad this movie is it wouldn't ever be over 2 hours or anything, but I'm glad it's only like an hour and 30 minutes.
If this movie were like a prestige 2.5 hours, I would the grade would be a much lower grade.
And I really think there's no Phil Lord and Christopher Miller director's cut of this movie. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Like, we're not gonna get a 5-hour cut of 21 Jump Street.
Yeah,
dang.
Release the
Lord cut.
Release the jump cut. Wow. Film term. No, I just think it's so good, and I think there are some cringe moments, and there are some jokes that I don't know would fly, but I think turning it on its head and being self-aware of what era you're in really plays long form, even a decade later. And and I just think the foresight of that was really, really incredible. Now the may or may not fucking 18-year-old is weird in this movie. But other than that, I don't know. We'll open the floor to to some stuff, and I definitely have a ton of notes on this movie, mostly just one-liners.
Can I ask y'all what? Can I ask y'all what accent the black woman is going for when she goes finger popping each other's assholes? What accent is that? I have
Brooklyn.
no idea where that woman is from.
Brooklyn.
I've never heard anybody speak like that. I've never heard anybody speak like that. Ever.
It was vaguely Eastern European. I think she was going for a Sokovian. I don't know.
She struck me as kind of like a Walmart ghost who like comes up and says something random to you as you're checking out, and then you're like, was that real? Who was that? Does anybody know that woman?
Jonah Hill's response to that was the funniest fucking thing in the movie. He was just like
finger popping each other's assholes.
You can tell the moments that are unscripted. Like it feels like when Jonah Hill does that, like that. Him responding in that way and using the same accent she used is not scripted. Like every scene with Rob Riggle where he's like they're high as hell and he's just like, put your tongue in your mouth. I don't like that. Like you can see the moments where it's just like, oh, okay, like they're improvising a little bit and it like really works. Like you can see the
stop blowing on me, son.
There's a scene where Channing Tatum kills two people. And he like throws up on Jonah Hill as they're running away,
and he's laughing.
You can just see his face is just like busting out laughing, and it's like I don't think like I don't know if that's exactly what that character would do, but it's a funny if it is, it's a really funny break moment for.
I thought you were gonna say Channing Tatum killed two people, and that wasn't in the script. He just killed two people.
He just murdered a man.
It was crazy.
Commitment to the art. I get it.
He went full method.
This fits right in with the Apatow. Who's the guy that did? Who did The Big Short with Will Ferrell?
Shoot.
He's an incredible filmmaker.
Adam McKay?
Yes, it
Adam
fits
McKay.
right in with the Adam McKay, that style of filmmaking where it's like, we'll just keep the camera rolling and we'll yell lines at you and you just keep
whatever happens.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly.
It's very like Anchorman. Yeah.
Yeah. When John Mulaney would switch up Bill Hader's lines at the last second. And so he was reading them literally at the very, very last second and then reacting to them as Stefan.
And it captures great moments too, because I mean, I'm not sitting here thinking that I'm not thinking that Channing Tatum is a comedic genius, but when you have that many comedic geniuses in the room, including Jonah Hill, who has done these types of comedies, just yelling things at you and going along for the ride, it works incredibly.
I don't know, man. I think Jupiter Ascending is a laugh riot.
Hilarious.
I was gonna say Channing Tatum might be a comedic genius though, because
I don't think it was meant to be a comedy.
Shit I've ever seen.
Oh, Logan Lucky is pretty great.
Well, it's that funny, but Daniel. I think that was just because Daniel Craig was like doing an accent. Yeah, doing the accent the entire movie. The one accent he knows how to do.
Movie. If you came up and told me Adam Driver, Daniel Craig, and Channing Tatum were in a movie together, I'd be like, no.
That movie bangs. That
movie's so fucking good. We got to talk about that movie on podcast.
I said no peeking. Yeah, so they do it. I will say, you said his haircut was an egregious
a sin against God and man. I know what I said.
If we can pull up the quote here.
I will say it is. They captured 2005 high school, and T, you can help us out with this a little bit more.
Oh my God.
They captured 2005 high school really, really well to turn it on its head to 2012 high school, because it's like they had I mean, obviously they were all in 2005 high school, but it's like they had scouts in 2012 high school, because they're walking around. They're like, those are the goths. Those are the nerds. Those are the cool kids. What the fuck are those things? It's like K-pop kids.
Yeah, the kawaii girls. They're like, what?
I will say,
B-boy over there.
I will say, one thing that I did take, not offense, but I mean, it wasn't realistic for me, was when Ice Cube was telling them, I put you in a class in like these stupid fucking classes like photography and theater.
Yeah, what high school
he said,
this?
He said, "Get in with the burnouts and the cool kids." And I said, "In what
What
world are the
world?
cool kids taking drama and photography?" And I was like, Royden and I went to high school together, and so it's like we can both vouch the cool kids were not in theater. Like Royden was the coolest out of all of us, and then he left, and I was like, I guess I have to carry
You
this.
inherited
Got to
the
hold
cool
down
crowd.
the fort.
Oh my God. And it's yeah, just me being cool eating with our 30-year-old drama teacher for lunch is like yeah, very cool person.
Glad to know I'm not the only one who ate lunch with a teacher in high school, because I definitely did that.
I've done that a few times.
I think it's funny because like I was watching this with my girlfriend, and I was like they're going into high school, and I was like, could you imagine getting bullied as an adult? Like in high school, I'd be like, no, like I'm sorry, like
I'm a teacher.
not
Yes,
doing
I
this.
can. I can
I was
imagine.
about to say, I don't know, man. Junior high
Yes, I
kids say
can.
the meanest things.
It's true.
I have never been more brutalized verbally than when I was when I am working in a high school.
Holy
These
shit.
kids are vicious.
What was the
Like-
John Mulaney bit? Is like
You
they
have
say the
feminine
thing. Yeah, they say the thing that you don't like about you.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
They like
man.
Junior
they like
high
get
kids
into your
have no
they like get into
conscience.
your psyche.
Yeah.
That was the bit at the towards the end of the movie when Dave Franco's character comes up to him and they're like, "Get in the car," and he's like, "No." He's like, "Make me."
It's also kind of funny because like the whole scene of like it definitely shows that like culture like changed in high school too, of like if I watch someone punch a dude like just like randomly, I'd be like, I'm sorry, like that's not okay. Like you cannot just punch someone because they walked up to you.
That was when I knew this movie was different in the theater, when he punched that kid and he's like, "What are you wearing that gay backpack for?" And he's like, "What, you punch him because he's gay?"
He said, "Turn this gay ass music."
Oh yeah,
off."
yeah. And he's like, "You punch him because he's gay," and I was like, "All right, this is different." And they're
I
just
was
like,
gay when you punched me.
yeah.
I think it would be more homophobic if we didn't punch you.
If we didn't punch you.
That is one of the best bits in any comedy movie that I've ever seen. Is that you punched a little gay black kid in the face, not even second period. Please explain that.
Yes.
I am one gay black kid getting punched in the face away from a nervous breakdown.
Having a nervous breakdown.
Aren't we all?
And that is every politician in America right now.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
Joe Biden sitting in the White House. Look,
He's like tapping his legs, like, "Oh man, please,
man.
like."
but
Leave him
Jay
alone.
Johnson says something in that speech that is really funny. He's like, "A kid died, guys, and no one, including me, is doing anything about it." Weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. He's like, "All right, which one of you is Doug?" "All right, I'm gonna try that again. Pretend you're not weird." I do love going all the way back how they captured 2005 high school, because I remember just kind of that era, because my sister was in that era, and it's just like they captured it really well. And starting out with, it's so fucking funny to start out the movie with the real Slim Shady. It's so funny. And you know it's gonna be funny with Channing Tatum when he just goes, "'Cause she's hot. You're a nerd. Look at her. Look."
And she just kind of nods. She's like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
My thing was like including Channing Tatum's hair and the entire way that Jonah Hill was dressed. I'm like, that's Gen Z.
Yes.
It reverted.
Yeah, that's how Gen Z
comes back
dresses.
around.
And I'm like, his pants. I just could not help but
The
notice his, like,
Jinkos.
I was the
Oh,
Jinko
it-
jeans for me, man.
it made me
That's-
nauseous a little bit. I was like,
Yeah.
like I just imagine the back of them, and like, you know, you step on them too much, and so it's just like there's like a big chunk out of the back of your pants missing because you had to rip it off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When they go to I love how quickly it moves to them just going and being cops. Like it doesn't hang around them being like, it's like, all right, they were this establishes who their characters were in high school.
Yeah,
Nothing
nerd,
more,
cool
nothing
guy, done.
I think
Yeah.
something that Phil and Chris have done in this movie is not try to actually write teenagers, but write a parodied version of them.
Yeah.
Which, like we've talked about a lot on our show about how terribly 30-year-old men mistype high schoolers when they're trying to write them. And I think this movie doesn't try to. I think it's just trying to make a like comedic parodied version of high school. And I think it actually accomplishes it really well.
You're right, because it's like I said, I guarantee you they had somebody that like a location scout or something.
Yeah,
that, like,
yeah.
This is how
Someone's
2012
little cousin was like coming in and telling them like, "What's a Tumblr?" Like,
this is how you use a cell phone. Like this.
Y'all like green energy, right? That's a thing y'all want to do. Yeah. Like that.
yeah, I was like, these kids are really like. I mean, we were all, well, with the exception of Teach, in high school in 2012. I was like, I don't remember any of my friends like giving a shit about the environment.
We didn't give a flying fuck.
No.
I bought one shirt that was like made out of recycled material, and I was like, I'm saving the fucking planet right now.
We all had Toms, and they all stunk.
Oh, so bad. Oh, don't remind me.
Those WWF panda bags for popping. That was it.
Dude, my Toms smelled so bad.
Like a fucking drowned rat.
It was
like
so
That
bad.
was before the like footy sock era, so we were all just going sockless.
Because that was the thing. They were like, oh yeah, you were supposed to. And then it's like, oh, my feet smell like I just stepped in a dying man's burning body.
Yeah,
like,
God, have y'all been eating chicken noodle soup out of these? Jesus.
Just in third period, trying to hide the smell of your feet. Because
I sincerely, and I'm being very vulnerable right now. I'm being controversial and brave. I put baking soda in my Toms and then also put them in the freezer to try to make them not smell so bad. Because I would
not controversial, buddy.
But what you can't hide is the crusty brown sweat stain that encapsulates the entire shoe.
And then my feet are famously sweaty, ladies. And the
Gamer
the
Boy
baking,
bathwater, anyone?
the baking soda would like crust on the outside of my Toms, and I'm like, I look stupid, but I'm supposed to be saving the world.
Now I'm smelly and ashy. Oh.
What happened
Cody,
when your parents saw your shoes in the freezer for the first time? How did that go?
They're white parents, so they're just like, Derek. But yeah, Coney 2012, everybody.
2012. Wow, that's a stretch. Whatever happened to him?
Yikes.
Where's he at? Did we ever catch him?
No,
We never got the update.
That dude that like made that video got caught like masturbating in an airport or something, and then we just never heard about it.
That game's still stuck in alpha.
Excuse me?
They're still working on that one.
No, he got caught like pissing in the street or something like that.
It was some kind of like public nudity, indecency, whatever. I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
No, but yeah, nobody gave a shit about environment when we were in high school. But they did. It was cancer. Cancer was the one thing because we all had to save the boobies bracelet.
I love boobies. What a time! What an era!
Man, what a throwback.
I was about to say, man,
that you couldn't wear in school, so you had to turn inside out. So you were just wearing a huge ass white band on your hand.
Nah, they let us get away with those at our school. I guess they didn't give a fuck about us and what we.
Man,
did.
forget
Good cause.
I do not think I don't think I would be caught like dead with more than like a watch on at this period of my life. Like,
No,
I could not imagine. Like, and I know Gen Z, like, I know they will wear like bracelets and stuff, like, and that's their thing. But like I went through the Live Strong phase, bracelet. I went through the silly bands and like all that. But I'm like, right now, like, I would not be like. You would find it hard for me to have anything around my wrist. Like, okay,
so I had like coming from high school to college, and I pledged a fraternity, which was the biggest mistake of my life. I had all these bracelets and like stuff that like people from high school had made me, and I just kept wearing them into college. Went to pledge a fraternity. They went and took us and blindfolded us and took us to some remote part of some house, and they're just like Ogletree, and I was like, what? And they're like, what the fuck is on your wrist? And I never felt more stupid in my entire life. And so that I stopped doing that from now on. Let's see. The one of the funnier, like, all the throwaway lines in this movie are very funny that you just forget about in passing. He looks at him like when they join the cops, not so Slim Shady, what's up, holy shit? And, and they're just they're flipping the guns at each other. He's like, yours isn't loaded, is it? He's like, no, that's
No,
not fun.
it's more fun. It's more fun if they're loaded. Yeah.
When they walk up, when they first meet Ice Cube, and he's like, don't fuck any of the teachers, don't fuck any of the students. And Jonah Hill's like, I know that we both come off as some lady like we will.
I'm not talking about you.
Clearly,
Jared,
I'm talking
looking for the
big
fucking-
titties.
Yeah. One of the funniest Ice Cube lines to me was whenever he's like, it says here you were a virgin in high school, and he goes, it says that? No, I figured.
Look at my resume. What the heck?
One of my favorites was the use some Justin Bieber, Miley Cyrus,
which like somehow still tracks. Like
Still.
He's still there.
like-
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Derek.
Uh-oh. Man down.
When Jonah Hill is about to fight the dude at the house party, and he walks up to him, he goes, yo, big player. Like, I don't even know where those two words came together to put together before. It makes me laugh every time. Like, what is a big player? I don't
This
even
is
know
my
what that
crib. This is my dojo.
whenever he's getting beaten up and he's like, use your words. Use your words.
Fight normal. Fight normal.
Yeah, fight normal.
All right,
Oh,
Derek's gonna
man.
come back. Derek will join us in a second, but there we go. Live TV, folks.
That's all right. We can finally say our true feelings now that Derek's gone. Oh, shoot.
Oh, shit. Damn it.
Whew.
Can you hear us? Uh-oh.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Man down.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear us.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason my AirPods are being wonky right now.
Are you good to go?
Yeah, I should be good to go.
Fuck
Okay.
you, science.
Yeah, the throwaway lines in this movie are incredible. But when you go back and watch it again, and you see Johnny Depp in the DEA or like in the posse, I guess, I don't know, to begin the gang, to begin the movie, you're like, holy shit, he's been in this movie this entire movie.
Yep.
Which is kind of funny now that you go back and you watch it. But do you even know the Miranda rights is a really funny
Yes.
scene?
Oh my gosh.
Did you say you have the right to be an attorney?
Well, you
do.
do technically
You
have
do.
the right to be
You
an
do
attorney.
technically have the right to be an attorney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
him yelling like dry humping a drug dealer and being like, "You got the right to suck my dick."
Right.
I was like, "One, no, we can't do that." But that's hilarious.
Oh man.
Oh man, when Ice Cube walks out and he goes, Captain Sassy. Sometimes I get angry, so suck a dick. He goes, you look good with money. You are good with money. Holy shit.
You are good with money.
Them walking back into the police station, like past the sex workers, and being like, "Thanks, Cinnamon. Are those new?" I was dying, and then Cinnamon came back at the end. I was like, "Oh shit!"
I think the hardest I ever laughed in the theater though, when this movie is like, okay, Korean Jesus. And he prays the Korean Jesus, but the funniest part about it is Ice Cube going like, "Hey, stop talking to Korean Jesus. He didn't give a shit about your problems."
Busy with
He's
Korean,
got Korean
shit.
stuff.
I think another like some of the throwaway lines you like don't even like really hear unless you're like going back through. Whenever they're like, you called the police to get your frisbee out of the pond, and they just like shuts it back into the pond.
you think this is a police matter?
Oh my god! Or I look like Fred Savage from the Wonder Years. You look like young Jay Leno.
Yeah. I will say something about this movie that impresses me that Phil and Chris do so well is the jokes per minute in this freaking movie. That's the mark of a true comedy. I feel like it's just how rapid fire this movie
And
is.
they land too. It's not like,
every single one of them.
You're
Yeah.
not sitting there like another joke. It's like, nah, this shit is
Yeah,
funny
but it's the
every
same.
time.
It's the same brand of humor. If you watch like the Lego Movie or any of their other franchises, it's like the rapid fire jokes per minute is insane.
when they're going through the yearbook, this is a joke that you don't see, but you have to like kind of be paying attention. He goes, "I was part of the juggling society," and they open the yearbook, and it goes, "Juggling society, one guy, 3 balls."
The whenever they're like at his house, and he's like, they have like all the pictures up on the wall. He's like, "It looks like I died in a car accident. You guys haven't moved on."
And you haven't moved on. Yeah.
I'll tell you the most subtle joke that gets me every time is aroma of Christ Church.
Aroma of
That is
Christ.
the nastiest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. That got me again.
I don't know why, but quit fucking with Korean Jesus.
Yeah.
With Korean shit. I was like, I don't know. That just makes me laugh. I don't know.
And then app chemistry and like,
Oh man,
God, man.
Have chemistry. They
It's like
like
Chemistry's
show
the one
up
with the
with their.
shapes, right?
They show up with the uniforms on. Like, they did tell you this was on the cover, right? Like, they did tell you, why are you wearing your uniform?
it's gonna explode. Roll your window up. Roll your window up.
we got to talk about this. Oh, there's also like the running bit throughout of Channing Tatum. Anything he doesn't understand, he's like, "Fuck you, science." Just anything is like, yeah. But the app chemistry bit. But we got to talk about this. Ellie Kemper is a freak from the jump.
Yep.
Yeah, I never
She's
remembered that
amazing.
part of the movie, but watching it today, I was like, this is hilarious every time. Like, she is ready for Channing Tatum.
Let me look at your chest. Test.
It's like,
Let me
Kimmy,
grade your
shit, what are
test.
you doing?
She got out of that bunker and she was ready
Yeah.
on go.
He said,
They
I'll
take
show
this-
you, mole woman.
I don't think like there's a large amount of money that would get me to do it, but if you had me dress up like a covalent bond and like rap about myself, I think I'd just rather die. Like,
Yep. At
I
that
would need the
point.
most extra credit you've ever seen in your
Yeah.
life.
that better be a guaranteed pass. Like,
Yep. That needs to be my last and only assignment.
I better
I
give
had-
$30 to Quiznos. That shit is expensive.
yeah, what school are they going to that gives out $10 gift cards?
The Pop Quiznos
Pop
needs to be
Quiznos.
adopted
Oh, man.
by every single school in America.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Except for Livingston to be like, "Pop Subway, shut up."
It would be nope, joke's dead. Never mind.
We watched it die. It was crazy.
Pop,
Midair.
shut down, open up shop.
Shop. Ew.
So I will say I'm just like Googling through screenshots right now, and the lighting for these classrooms always cracks me up because they're the most colorful, well-lit, aerated classrooms I've ever seen in my life. I was like, where's the dingy fluorescent basement that these high schoolers belong in? Come on.
Yeah, only window is on the door. And it's
Yeah.
Well, the yearbook office seemed about right when it's just like all pitch black and he walks in.
Desks are turned up on each
That's
other.
what I know.
Yep.
Him going like, "I gotta finish this volleyball page before second period" is really funny. It's just like, yeah, I gotta get this done. Take these drugs, and the funniest line, he's like sitting there, "Yeah, doing drugs at school." Okay.
Speaking of drugs, holy fucking shit! It's the greatest name for a drug I've ever heard. Like, I would immediately
HOF?
want to try
Oh,
that
wait.
shit.
HFS.
HFS.
Yes.
Hall of Fame. What was his name?
And that kid that did that video, I was like, yeah, this is a great advertisement.
He's also kind of a popular actor now too.
So,
The kid who does the video?
Yeah.
so
Wow.
here's my deal. In my mind, I can kind of probably be like, oh, well, he made that video before he like OD'd. But it was also like, what if that was the video like where he OD'd? Was he like
Who posted
that
it?
video while he was
Who posted
high,
that shit?
and then he just died?
Not only that, but
but
somebody had to edit in the colorful transitions and sound effects.
someone had to go on After Effects and like make all that shit. And then it's
Daryl,
like,
I am not feeling good. You need to edit in this shit. Yeah, fine.
and then he just
Those are
dies.
like OG dank memes right there. Like all those
Last
face
I
cards.
wish.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the YouTubers react video on this one. That's gonna be
Mm.
kids react.
Kids react.
What
to
is
all
he?
fucking
What does
shit.
it mean by tripping balls? We'll see in about 17 years.
Fuck yeah, motherfucker!
You'll see on
Like,
Teens
I want
React.
that phase of a drug high.
When I say there's multiple comedies in this movie, there's several gross out moments though, where they're like, finger my mouth, and he just
Oh my gosh,
in
man.
the toilet, finger each other's. He's like, what are you trying to do? Find my G spot?
The janitor walks by, like,
Oh,
and then they finish and they go, is
Is
it
it
me? I just can't sometimes. I get nervous. Yeah, they make the throwaway lines. They make the board of possible suspects. He goes, "Are you autistic?" He goes, "Yes, it is artistic."
It is artistic. Who's the supplier? Well, that's him right there. We don't know him yet. That's why it's a question mark. He doesn't actually look like that.
That's not his actual face.
That's not his actual face.
Him walking back into theater class and being like, "Hey, hit that shit." I was like,
And they just
never
let him
noticed
do
that
it.
line before.
Oh man, we got to talk about it because it's weird. The whole romantic story arc through this movie, even though it is Brie
bad.
Larson, a god.
It's cringe.
They have
Can't do
her
that.
be 18 on purpose, and you see that from the jump.
Yep.
But he kisses her at the end, and they walk away like, "High five, bro! I just kissed a high school student."
I hope y'all have your VPNs on for this one.
It's so easy to write around this. They could literally just make that character James Franco's brother. What is his name? Whatever James Franco's brother's name. They could just make that character his older sister, and she's always around because he goes over to his house. Like there's so many ways in which they could write around that it's just a weird decision that he falls in love with literally a high school student.
It could have been a teacher, a staff member.
Yes,
it could have been
there's
so many things.
ways to do that story. Like it's
Well, they even
completely
have him like shake her hand like multiple times.
Where he's
And
like,
right before
she wants to kiss, and he's like, "Put her there." Like they're
Yeah.
playing on that joke, but then to have them actually kiss, it's like, wait, how do we get there? Like, how do we get there?
Yeah.
Like they wanted us to like
Predator.
cheer in the theater for that. We were just like, no,
No.
that being Brie Larson is still shocking. Where you're just like,
It's super
God,
shocking.
man.
She
Yeah.
looks nothing like Captain Marvel in this film.
she did Room 3 years after this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
She did what?
Room was made in 2015.
Oh wow.
So yeah, she won an Oscar 3 years after this, and she was already an acclaimed actor because she did Short Term 12, which is one of the most it has like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So she was already an acclaimed actor, but this is just like the one for me. But it's so funny when you just look at it like, well, fucking Brie Larson, like what?
Brie Larson will kind of do like anything though. She'll be in a King Kong movie.
True.
She'll play a high school student in a rom-com. She'll play a high school student in 21 Jump Street. Like she'll just do whatever. She's just
And you know what? I
She's down.
respect the hustle.
Oh, we got to talk about the party scene though. I've never in my life ever, even in college, been to a party like this.
You mean where the cops supplied all the alcohol and the weed?
Should we do a pound of cocaine? No, we're trying to get them high, not ruin their lives.
Fucking lives. Yeah.
So here's my thing. I think that like movies like this and like also movies like Project X made people like it like fried something in our brains to think that that's what high school parties look like.
Right.
And in reality,
And that's not what high school parties look.
I've never went to a party because I'm a fucking loser. But like, it's like it was just all like people standing around a fire, drinking, listening to some shitty country music, and then someone gets in a fight. Like,
yeah, we had no idea how much vodka to pour in a red Solo cup. Like we're just like trying to muscle our way through it, listening to like Usher playlist. Like,
Muscle our way through it.
There is that scene later on when they're like all hanging out at that guy's house and they're singing, like he's playing guitar and he goes,
Yes.
environment. And it's just like, this is the stupidest thing.
yeah, we're all busting out like High School Musical choreo.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
It does feel like whoever wrote this like grew up in a Hollywood who's who high school. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Jonah
sure maybe
Hill.
this is how you guys party, but back in like the backwoods of Livingston, America, there's no way.
No, it's just like somebody brought some brown weed. There was like there is like liquor that you stole from your parents' liquor cabinet, and then somebody got a DUI. That was
somebody's got a 6-pack with like 3 beers left on the little plastic.
We're drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade.
One of your friends is going to end up on like the county gossip site, and your mom's going to be like, "See, this is why I don't let you hang out with them."
Shout out Polk County today, Wreck County today.
But I will say though,
Beep County today. I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
I can definitely see like being at Scruff's Dive Bar in Waco. Shout out, and somebody like just finding a knife in their back, and us all like literally just cheering, like, yeah.
When did I get stabbed?
That part of the movie is, oh shit. When did I get stabbed? Is a great bit.
I could definitely see that happening at a party. Like the rest of that shit, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
these high schoolers don't know like how life threatening that is. Like they're like, heck yeah, pull it out, like,
pull it out. He has like tetanus and several other diseases.
They're off like 3 shots worth of Svedka. They're like, I'm good. Like let's just
good. Yeah.
Oh my god! And his parents making fun of him because he's a narc and they're smoking weed on the trip back is really funny.
His mom yelling at him the next morning.
That party with Robert Downey Jr.
That was so good.
when he was on drugs and he was more fun.
He was really fucked up back then. I partied with Robert Downey Jr.
And the dad just like nodding, like, yeah. She's
the dad's just like,
you think I don't know dick and balls? I know. Dick and balls.
It's an airplane throwing up.
When he pushes. When the old lady is like about to blow his cover.
Oh yeah.
That is the funniest shit.
I need you to shut the fuck up right now.
She tried to grab my dick. She said I need a handful of that dick.
She said,
I got arthritis.
I got arthritis. Oh my god, that shit kills me every time, man.
And then, and then Dave Franco just be like, oh god,
instant belief. I'm like, oh my gosh, she tried to like.
We gotta get the fuck out of here, and they're just like, what? Yeah, okay.
Oh god,
dude, come on! They're just like backing.
That
oh
kills me. It kills me I've probably seen this movie 10 times. Every time I laugh hysterically every time.
That's one of the funniest bits in any sort of these bits in these Judd Apatow movies. Is I need you to shut the fuck up right now.
Shut the fuck up right now.
Shut the fuck up.
It's a recycled bit, but it's so funny every single. She's like, "Excuse me," and he pushes her over. It's just
she's so oblivious. Like she has no idea like what she's doing is wrong. It's just perfect.
She knows, like, oh, you're undercover. Yeah, you're undercover right now. Yeah.
She's like, and your friend is your partner is undercover too. And it's like, shut the fuck up right now.
My mom is definitely the type to give up my like undercover like story. Like she 100% like.
Oh, my mom would do it to embarrass me. She'd be like, "Oh my god, Derek, are you undercover?"
Oh, you know Colton, he's just like undercover. Is that a sex thing? Is that a sex thing?
Being undercover in the hometown you grew up in, where your parents still live, is wild though.
I do love when she tries to come over the first time and his mom closes the door on her, like, ugh. One of the weirdest, it's a throwaway gag, but I love it because it's such of the time when he goes over to that house party. They're all drinking and smoking and playing guitar, and he's like, I brought tacos, and it's a Taco Bell taco box.
Party pack
for a person.
That is the funniest. It's so funny because I remember looking at that like, who the fuck would buy that? And they just put that in this movie.
Man, there's the scene where they're like trying to drive off after like the piñata guy that has the piñata.
Oh yeah.
And their car gets booted, and he's like, why don't we pay those tickets? I thought it'd be cool. Like
that'd be cool.
Okay, well, let's talk about that whole set piece though too. Because they steal the driver's Ed's car, and he goes, I need this car. And he's like, wait, you don't, whatever.
Whatever.
and then they sneak up on him, and they're watching him do that, and then he goes, pretend like you're sucking my dick, and he's like, why? You're in a fucking Peter Pan costume. He's like,
he goes, oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. But then they go from chasing these guys to being chased, which is a funny turn of events just within the context of the film and how like these films work. It's so funny just to have them be like, oh shit, like I don't know like we're being chased now.
And then like just random shit not exploding was still hilarious to me. Just I really thought that one's gonna explode.
You are fine as shit. Somebody will pick you up. Holy shit.
Also, his dumb little concealable pistol with like the 4 barrels cracks me up. I don't know why. It just makes me laugh.
It would have been funnier if in that glove compartment he pulled out like a 45. Yeah, that whole bit was really funny, and especially to me, it was just like, particularly, you're in a fucking Peter Pan costume, and he's like, oh, okay.
Then this fucking idiot thinks he's gonna pull back up to the middle of this Peter Pan production. I can just be like, okay, I'm here. I'm Peter Pan now. Move, bitch.
when the drama professor goes, you look like you got a little Peter in you, like that.
I do love how he Chris Parnell, he has like so many just bits in this movie where that kid is like, I've been practicing for 2 minutes. No one cares.
No one cares.
I've been in character for months.
Oh man.
The gym teacher being in the crowd like, fuck you, Doug.
Oh, I wrote that down. Yeah. I wrote that in. Doug sucks.
But then like the teacher seeing them fight, just like sitting there just like, I should do something about this. I'm like, I relate to that. I see some students arguing. I'm like, oh, I should probably do something about this.
I am the adult in the room. Nope. Never mind.
Oh, that's me. That's my job.
Yes, yeah, that is my job. Never mind. I'm good.
Oh man. But yeah, that Rob Riggle where they literally key light on him in the middle of the dark room, and they're just an interesting filmmaking choice where it's just like everyone is just dark around him, and it's just him, Doug stinks, and he's just like,
Principal so-and-so sucks dick.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guys working the ropes behind the stage, like giving Jonah Hill that moment where he gets to float over Channing.
Yes.
I need someone like that in my life that'll help me out in the fight.
It's like, we are ready. We are on go. Just like we are doing this shit.
All right, let's talk about the end of the movie. They of course get the whole dress up scene. Them coming out of the car with doves and hookers is just incredible.
Oh god, man.
There's a little bit of heart in this movie. It's not much. It's just the minimal amount needed to make it just grounded a little bit. Where he's like I love you too, bro. But that whole will you go to prom with me sort of thing, and it's a joke, and it plays off a joke, and they know that. But it's just the minimal amount needed for this like shit fart comedy to like be this sort of grounded thing. And but then it completely switches places when they go to the hotel room and it's just Johnny Depp and the other guy
man.
from 21 Jump.
Yeah.
You played saxophone at my sister's wedding. Tough titty. I fucked her too.
I wrote that down, dude. That'd be cracking up.
Having caught him at the beginning of the movie as well is so much fun when he's like hanging out with the bikers at the very beginning of the movie.
These boys are cops. I'm DEA.
Yeah. I caught that for the first time this time around.
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't even catch
which
that.
is so funny because like I heard it before I processed that was Johnny Depp. I was like, that sounds like Johnny Depp. Oh, it's because it is.
Yeah. I wonder how much he got paid for this. Like, you think?
I bet you it was like nothing. I bet you he didn't get paid much. It's like remember when what was that? Brad Pitt shows up in Deadpool.
Oh, in Deadpool 2 for the Invisible Man or whatever. Yeah,
it's gotta be one of those like they just happen to be hanging out on set and it's like, hey, I'll do it. All right, whatever. Like
Johnny Depp was in between Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll do it for the nostalgia."
In between getting beat up by his girlfriend.
So we can feel something again.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. It is funny because there's a throwaway line. Okay, we could talk about throwaway lines. There's a throwaway line in there where he rips off the nose. He's like, this is a plastic nose. You know how long it takes to wear a plastic nose on your face? He's like, oh man, I didn't even know. You're such a great actor.
There was also, going back to the chase scene, I just thought it was really like the gag of like thinking that each one of these things was going to explode, and then just like, I thought that was going to explode.
The
Just it ended
chickens?
up being the chicken truck.
The chicken spontaneously combust. Yeah, but you talked about it, Colton, earlier. They oh my god, you just killed those guys, and he throws up.
Well, there's even the scene where Brie Larson is like banging on the door. I can't remember what she says, but she says something like you narc, dipwads, and then he goes,
yeah.
Did they say dark nip? Like that's not okay. Like it was so.
He calls him a cop. He's like, did they just say cocksuckers?
Oh my gosh.
You just call me a dirty cock. Like that's fucked up, man.
My favorite line from that scene was, "We put our guns down in good faith."
What? Did I hit anybody? No, you're just shooting at the ceiling.
Yeah, you're shooting the ceiling, bud.
But yeah, they kill those guys, and them dying though, with like Johnny Depp getting shot in the neck.
Neck.
Yes.
He is,
And then like
startling.
87 other places.
Startling. He doesn't even get a shot off. Into the shot clock. Doesn't even get a shot off. And then him as, you're really hot, you're really slutty, and it's awesome, but stop.
When she's like outside the window, like or the sunroof.
Yeah.
Living my fantasy of standing in a limousine.
They're killing my dream.
He goes, he forms the bomb. He's like, this is one of the lines that I remember from the movie where he's like, are you saying we're covalent bonds? Nah, dude, we're not atoms.
What are you wearing? Potassium nitrate. Thanks for noticing.
Yeah.
Thanks for noticing.
Let's see.
App chemistry, bitch.
App chemistry.
App chemistry is such a funny line.
He takes a shot from him, and he's like, "You took a shot from me." Yeah, I'm feeling a little ambivalent about that right now. And then, of course, the grossest thing in this movie, which plays into the next movie, is you shot him in the dick.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, there it is.
That when he tries
There it is.
to,
I don't want to pick it up.
he's just the scream that Rob Riggle lets out when he sees his dick on the ground. That's my dick.
That part of the movie was the only part where I was like uncomfortable. I was like, this is serious propaganda. They are not this slow to the trailer.
One thing I did want to bring up, just I don't know if it was already brought up, but like this movie makes it look like it's really easy to become a cop.
Hey, I got
this guy got like a 7. He got like a C-, and then he just graduates. And I was like,
Yeah, then he's graduated. Yeah.
Hey, buddy, I got some news for you. It is.
This is America.
It's a personality test more than anything.
Yeah.
They make you take
there's
the
a
Myers-Briggs, and then they're like,
There's a Kyle Kinane bit of where he basically says it pays $7 more in the post office and you get to hire a gun.
They just ask you your top 3 love languages and then let you have a taser.
Oh man. All right. Of course there's the scene that it was shocking in this movie where it's like 2 Hardy Boys in one.
Oh my gosh, man.
All right. Any lasting thoughts on this movie? We'll do our draft.
I'll get ready for the draft.
Why did nobody react to the gym teacher carrying a high school girl passed out through the prom?
okay, I did kind of want to like touch on that, not like that, but like if that gunfight was happening in the same hotel that prom was taking at,
cops are
no
all over
way
that shit.
Yeah, there's no way they'd still be having prom. Like,
no.
But they listen
chilling,
all
watching
the times we
I don't know. I went to
together.
a prom in a hotel and it was like so loud. I don't know if the prom would have heard the gunshots, honestly.
Buddy,
like,
we went to a prom in a gym and a cafeteria. Like that shit would have been
echoing
yeah.
through the hallways.
But yeah, the gym teacher is running through this prom with a girl like over his shoulder. It's passed out. It's like nobody cares. We're just watching this video. We worked hard on the shit in 5th period.
Yeah,
so.
this PowerPoint.
All right, we ready?
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
I'm ready.
All right.
Yeah.
Draft order after this ad break by Apollo Media. All right. Live TV.
Ooh.
Draft order is Derek, Dex, Colton, Tej, Royden, Brady. This
Our
is
biggest
the
draft
largest
ever.
draft ever.
This
All right,
is going to
Derek,
be a tough one.
Derek,
Hmm.
first pick, comedies within the last decade. And by I say last decade, I mean 2010 to 2020.
Okay. My first pick, with the state of Derek Foltz makes is Booksmart.
Damn you.
Okay.
We talked
Booksmart.
ad nauseum about that movie last week.
Oh, did you really?
Yep.
Yeah, it's not as good as you think it is.
No,
It's
no,
good,
still
but
good.
yeah, I don't think it's great. It's good.
Okay, well, never mind then. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up. No,
It's one of my favorite movies, Derek. Don't let
So
them,
anyway,
don't let
moving
them
on.
talk you down.
To me, this is like the this is like the younger millennial Gen Z like Breakfast Club. Like this is like the coming of age movie that these kids need to see, because it's like it's not this like weird like over the top version of high school. Like these characters are still somewhat believable. Like it's funny and like has a lot of heart to it. And I love this movie. I think it's so clever and good, and like Beanie Feldstein is so great. Like it's just a great movie. Overall, I think this is like one, and I think it's one of the better movies to come out of the last couple of years. TBCH.
I agree.
Jason, sorry, what's his last name?
Sudeikis?
I want to say Statham, but it's not. It's Jason Sudeikis. him being like the Uber driver in that bit is really funny. That's what I remember from the porn playing in the.
Yeah, the porn
Yes.
playing.
Is that Cardi B?
So,
All right, we got Dex. Next pick.
I'm gonna go with another female-centric comedy and take Bridesmaids. because-
God damn it.
Dude, that shit is still hilarious to this day.
Film bangs.
Melissa McCarthy is like she's got some real stinkers on her resume, but Bridesmaids, she was in her bag the entire time, and I still laughed my ass off throughout that entire movie.
Great
Her
film.
shitting in the sink is the most shocking thing in film history.
It is wild.
Fucking funny.
When they are doing the speeches and she starts to do the Spanish, that shit is gold every time I watch it, man. It's so good.
Oh my god! That like that started the whole like it's the South Park bit, but that started the whole girls are funny, Kyle. Get over it. Like it's all right. Colton.
All right, I'm gonna go with The Other Guys. Is my first.
Oh,
Nice.
Great
Nice.
film.
damn!
Nice.
Great film.
Nice.
It's a funny movie.
The Other Guys
This
is
a
awesome.
movie. This is a movie I saw with my best friend in high school and my mom in theaters, and I like lied to my mom. I was like, yeah, it made me uncomfortable. Like, not if I didn't think it was like one of the funniest things high school Colton had ever watched. Like,
More
what are they
people
doing
like
with
that.
our shoes? What's with these guys in their shoes?
More people like that movie now in retrospect than they did at the time because it only has like a 60% or something on Rotten Tomatoes. But people have gone
Right.
back and watched it, and they said like this is probably the funniest movie.
That film is awesome.
Yeah,
What a
that
stat
movie
cast
bangs.
too. It was literally like Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Michael Keaton, Samuel L. Jackson, like who's
Yeah.
who's of the entire 2010s. That's
oh,
nuts.
yeah.
The you get back here and have sex with my wife. Holy shit! They were it's not as
Gator
bad
into his
as
gap, punk ass bitch.
that's not as bad as me watching Yes Man with my mom and
Oh, boy.
the old lady gums that dude's dick. And
Oh my god, that's awkward as shit.
yeah, I had to walk out of the movie. That was funny, huh? Huh?
Just, Mom, I don't want to be here anymore. Knowing full well you're just like putting on an act because you're just like, I really want to watch the end of this movie.
I actually thought the movie was kind of funny, but that was weird. Teach.
I'm glad that my pick is still available. I'm absolutely taking Thor Ragnarok. That film is fucking hilarious.
Damn
I
it,
love
yeah.
it.
Okay.
Damn it.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. The previous two Thor movies were absolute stinkers. They were like, let's make the third one comedy, and it was awesome. So I'm taking Thor Ragnarok. That
Taika
movie was awesome.
Waititi, the god.
Yeah.
The man.
They
I
body
had no
that.
idea who Taika Waititi was before I watched that movie, and then I was like, I need to see everything he's ever made.
Oh my god.
Genius. He's a genius.
Oh my God, your hammer pussy off is just like one of the.
There's my friend Meek. He's got knives for hands.
Oh, Meek is dead. Oh no, Meek's not dead.
Oh, Mick's not dead.
Oh, he's alive.
One of the one of the lines that my brother and I just say to each other: "Another day, another Doug."
Piss off, ghost. That's one of my
Piss off, ghost.
Bye, new Doug.
Blind.
New Doug.
Oh man.
Oh my
Love
God.
that movie.
All right,
that
my
movie's
next-
hilarious.
My next pick is one that's kind of gone under the radar, just because it wasn't super popular when it came out, but I think people have come around on it. Is What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh my gosh.
What We Do.
I almost said that one
Hilarious, man.
first, but
It is the funniest fucking movie I think I've ever watched.
I've
It
never
is so
seen this.
funny.
So fucking funny.
It's so
I still
funny.
haven't seen it. We're gonna
So
go.
it's
down
a-
this
so-
road eventually.
if you guys want to watch it, it's a movie and then it's a TV show. So
Right.
you don't
Yeah.
watch
Watch the movie first. Yeah.
The
That is
show
also
so
Man.
fucking funny.
Taika Waititi at his best, man.
Yes.
Ah.
I mean, it starts off at a 10 where they're just like vampire roommates and they just immediately get on every vampire stereotype. But he goes, the funniest thing that I laugh at to this day is when they go to like the Nosferatu character and he's a, I brought you a chicken, and he's like, and he kisses at him. And he's like, is he going to be joining us for the flash meeting? He's 370 years old. He's not going to be joining us for the flash meeting.
I literally have a cross stitch in my house, little like circle thing that says werewolves, not swearwolves. Because that is still like the
What are we,
funniest-
werewolves, not swearwolves?
Such
I
a
just
funny
think
thing
at
for
the
me.
beginning when they're just like arguing with each other, and then all of a sudden, and they're just squaring each other off.
You cannot eat any camera guy, maybe one camera guy.
That's so funny.
All right, that is What We Do in the Shadows, my number one pick.
Brady, you've got 2 picks.
2 picks.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're doing
boy.
this, doing the
Yes,
snake.
sir. Snake
Nobody
stop.
warned me. Oh boy. Y'all can blast me for this one, but I'm gonna go another Chris and Phil route. I think the Lego movie is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my
It's
life.
amazing.
That's
Yeah.
I
that's a
think
good
I
pick.
think
We
in
won't
that
blast you
same
for
like in that same like rapid paced brand of humor, like the jokes per minute in that friggin' movie are off the charts. I think it's a movie for movie lovers too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think nobody understands self-referential humor like Phil and Chris. You know what I mean? It's a great movie. I think
One of
it's-
the
Then they do it.
funniest-
They do it again with Lego Batman too. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
also like a really good movie, and even more so if you know like the Batman like lore and like
Yes.
behind
Yeah.
the scenes of it. It's so funny as well.
I've
One of
seen
the
so many,
funniest
like-
bits in that movie is Channing Tatum and
Jonah Hill
Jonah
as,
Hill as
Superman,
Superman.
and the Green Lantern. Yeah.
Green Lantern's like, oh, great, thanks for being here. Okay, cool.
I've seen so many like video essays of people saying like Lego Batman is the like quintessential Batman movie. If you
Yes,
want to like talk about
yes.
comic accurate
Write my
Batman.
thesis on this.
Yeah, that is a
I-
very
yeah.
popular YouTube like movie review take. Like everybody wants to be the Lego Batman. It's the greatest Batman. movie
Every
ever.
time Morgan Freeman's ghost comes down on a little string and they're just like dangling him around the screen, that cracks me up every time. I thought it was so funny. Yeah. Well, since I've got 2, I'm also gonna throw out another a completely different direction. I'm gonna go with The Nice Guys. I love The
Hell
Nice
yeah.
Guys.
Hell yeah.
That's good.
It's great comedy action. I think Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling did a fantastic job together. I
That
think their
movie
chemistry was
deserved
good.
a sequel, and it
It
never
did.
got it. Oh my god.
Yeah, it did. I thought it was well written. I thought it was smart. I thought it was funny. I thought it was everything a comedy should be. So
Russell
I-
Crowe is incredible in that film. Like,
Yes.
He's
Oh my gosh. Yes. When he beats the trash out of Ryan Gosling at the beginning, of the movie, I thought that was so funny.
He going, no. Ryan Gosling, I've never seen that kind of comedy. I mean, he was comedy in like Remember the Titans and a few other things. but,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
that kind of comedy. When that guy falls out of the window, is shot to death, and falls out of the window, he's like, It's just-
Yeah. I thought it was
crazy.
brilliant. Yeah. It's a great movie.
he stumbles upon the dead body. He's like,
Yeah. He's just like hiding behind the tree, trying to hold it
Yeah.
together.
oh my god, that movie's fucking hilarious. I mean, I said this is one of the best comedies of this era. I got to go with 21 Jump Street. We just talked about it at length, but it continued a standard set from like 2005 till about 2008 of those Seth Rogen comedies that are so popular now in retrospect that everybody loves. But this continues that, and I think it does sometimes even better. And I think it's a little bit more woke than those comedies. If you go back, those don't maybe hold up as well, except for like Superbad maybe. But like even. But yeah, I think
Superbad is amazing. Don't do
Superbad
this.
does not hold up.
I will never let that go. But I was in college when it came out, so I will always have a special place in my heart.
I think this is the standard bearer for comedies of this next generation.
Yep. That's fair.
I can agree with that.
I think it was a lot of people's like formative comedy, like you said,
for
Roden.
sure.
Yeah.
Teach.
It's on me again.
Yep.
I'm going with Game Night. It's
Hell
just,
yeah.
It's a great movie.
Hell yes.
That's a great movie, man.
Game
That's
Night's
so
just
good.
hilarious. It's just everybody's doing such a great job. Much like 21 Jump Street, like the bit characters, the people that are on screen for 2 or 3 minutes are just crushing it.
Jesse
That
Plemons
movie
is
Jesse Plemons is so horrifying. Like it's just he's so funny. Like that film is just every second that Jesse Plemons is on screen is so awkward, and it like you can literally it like permeates. Like it's so awkward.
I don't see how that's profitable for Frito Lay.
That film is awesome. So I'm going with Game Night.
This is a little unrelated to the movie, but Jesse Plemons holds a special place in my heart because the first time that I recognized who he was, I heard someone call him Meth Damon.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I get it.
So
Okay.
funny.
I've also heard.
Oh, I get it.
I've also heard Fat Damon, but I don't see how that's profitable for Frito Lay. It was one of the just. Like, I love partaking of games and chance.
Games of chance and skill.
Oh my god! It just Rachel McAdams is great in that. Oh no, he died.
Oh no, he died.
Oh god. Colton, next film.
Yeah, so I think the other guys isn't like really my like vein of humor anymore. And this will come no surprise to anyone on Stir the Plot, but Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Dang, great film.
Is my next one. I think like it's just a good movie, and 2, it's not like trying really, really hard to be like a comedy. Like it is for sure. But like some of the just like the nuances and like the really small things in this movie are like just so like funny to me. Like when he like jumps out the window from Knives Chow and like bread makes you fat. Like it's just like such a like funny thing for me, and I just really enjoy that.
Is that a he did Baby Driver? Yeah, it's
Edgar Wright. Yeah.
Yeah. I will also again be controversial and brave and vulnerable. I did not see this movie until last year for the first time.
Hey, I gotta tell you, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I also haven't seen it. So.
Oh man.
Well,
yeah, I definitely watch it.
No, I've just seen enough of it that I know what it's about. Like I've just ruined it for myself.
Yeah.
Y'all have never seen Scott Pilgrim?
Nah, I just have.
Oh
missed
god,
it.
you got
I missed it.
As a banger. That shit.
And I was around so many theater nerds that you think I should have seen it. Like I was around.
You want to talk about a who's who of like
cast,
popular actors, and also who's who of like superheroes. You have Brandon Routh, Chris Evans, Brie Larson. Like it's like crazy how many like Avengers are in this movie.
I also think like
it's like Edgar, this and Cross the Universe is the 2 movies that I missed.
Edgar Wright is like he's a phenomenal director. Baby Driver is probably one of my all-time favorite movies. But Scott Pilgrim versus the World felt to me like the movie he always wanted to make. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like every director has their dream movie.
And Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Ant-Man.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Brie Larson's song in Scott Pilgrim versus the World is one of the best songs we've ever heard.
Yeah, literally, like
it's so good.
What's the band everyone hates right now? The Temper Tantrums. What is it?
The Tramp Stamps on
Temper Stamps. Move over, Tramp Stamps. Freaking Brie Larson's. Oh man.
All right, Dex.
This might be a little bit of a reach right now, but I'm gonna take Blockers. John
Nah,
Cena
no, that's not
Oh.
a race though. That
Blockers is
came
good.
out.
It's
that came out at
funny.
the right
It's
time.
funny.
Hilarious, and like it's one of those that like gets
God,
high school
man.
kids right.
That scene with
then-
the naked hide and seek gets me every time where he sneaks into the house. God, man.
Dude, John
You know what
Cena
gets
was
me is the throwaway-
hilarious in that movie, man.
The throwaway line by John Cena when they run into the hotel. There's like 38 rooms in here. It's like, what?
Also, I think that cemented John Cena as an actor in my mind because I'd seen him in a couple B movies before that, and then
He's
This
a
was-
decent actor, yeah.
yeah, and I was like, not only that, but he's got like the timing down. He's actually like kind of funny, and I think he was meant to play this like goofball, almost Channing Tatum in 21 Jump Street-esque character.
Who
Yeah.
plays the mom in that
Mhm.
movie again?
It is sorry, it's Judd Apatow's wife.
This is gonna
but-
bother me.
Yes.
Hold on.
Diane Apatow.
No.
No.
Wait, did you just
Uh,
get her name?
Carol
Chelsea
Ann
Apatow.
Is it Leslie Mann?
Leslie Mann.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is, Leslie Mann. That film's awesome. John Cena, just like he's so good in that role. I definitely agree. Like it felt like, oh, this is what he's supposed to be doing. He's not supposed to like he does action stuff too, but like he's supposed to be goofy as hell and like very self-aware. Like
Yeah,
he's supposed-
Goofy Dad is his lane because that's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
his wrestling character is like a corny
Yeah.
dad. Like it
Yeah.
I can't
works.
wait until he goofy dads up Fast and Furious 9. He said, "Don't Dom, I'm your brother."
And the kids in that movie were hilarious. All of them.
family.
I love them all.
Oh my gosh.
That's a great pick. All right. Derek, two
Two
picks.
picks.
Okay. 2? Oh, okay. Well, good thing I had a backup for my fourth pick because What We Do in the Shadows was my crutch.
Sorry.
My first pick. No, you're fine. I'll hate you later.
Oh.
My first pick is Spy with Melissa.
Oh
McCarthy.
gosh, man, that's such a good movie.
Banger.
Good one.
Incredible movie.
So funny.
I didn't think like I saw it when I was younger and like I in the movie theater and I didn't think that I was gonna like it and I walked out of it being like, man, Melissa McCarthy is something special. I was like, she's going places, that Melissa McCarthy. But it's just so great. Like Rose Byrne is great in that movie. Melissa, it's just I need to watch it again. It's just it's been too long.
Also, the very first scene where she's on the phone with the spy and they kill off Jude Law's character within like 5 minutes. I was
Right.
like, oh, all right, this kind of movie, huh?
And my third pick is The Disaster Artist. Speaking of
Oh, man.
speaking of the Francos.
Mine.
I did
You
not
tear
hit
me
her.
apart, Lisa. This movie, this movie made me obsessed with wanting to see a midnight showing of The Room because of, like I had never seen it, and it was like I was around all my theater friends in college and then all my comedy friends, and they're like, "Oh my god, you have to see The Room," and I was like, I don't know, and then I watched
I don't
the
know.
Disaster Artist. And I was like, oh no, I absolutely have to because James Franco plays Tommy Wiseau like an absolute fucking lunatic. And he is, I mean, all things considered.
You're a weird guy.
But it just like I think it was really smart to have Dave play his partner
Straight
just
man,
because like
yeah.
their chemistry was just so good. And it just like after I watched the movie, I ended up reading the book and just like how like reading it all and then like watching it happen on the movie, I was just like, this seemed like it was a nightmare, and I'm so glad that we now have like like a fictional depiction, but also like documented proof that this all happened.
My favorite thing about Tommy Wiseau is like nobody knows where he's from.
Or like where he got his start, why he has money. Like the man is just an absolute
Like
mystery.
none of those questions have ever been answered, and I'm like, I would have thought at some point we would have gotten that answer, but we didn't. So
All right, Dex.
I'm gonna take the very mainstream, very normie Pitch Perfect because I crack up at that movie all the time.
It's a good
Those-
movie.
It's a
Like,
good movie though.
Those
Pitch
movies are
Perfect's
good.
great.
Even the sequels are good. Like those are good
Yeah.
movies.
Thank
Yep.
you. I love all the Pitch Perfect movies, and
Third sequel's not good.
Rebel Wilson cracks me up. Fat Amy is one of the best comedy characters like of the last 10 years.
But you also take a movie like that where it also has a good blend of different comedy styles, because it's also like got a bunch of one-liners. It's definitely got some like dark humor and like gross out comedy as well. Like,
yeah, you start out with the chick like throwing up across a room. Like, it's incredible.
Or just the girl, it's like I ate, like she just whispers, "I ate my twin in the womb." Like,
That feels like a fish.
yeah. I'm one of those people, like I try not to be, but like I'm one of those fat people that's like fat people should be made a joke out of, and I'm like, but I'll make an exception for Fat Amy. Like,
She made that a fucking
career. By Fat Amy.
She made that a career.
I'm doing horizontal running.
My favorite line is when Adam Devine comes up to her and he's like, "I think we should kiss," and she's like, "You know, sometimes I think I should do crystal meth," and I'm like, better not.
All right, going off headset for a while. Y'all keep going.
Cool.
Oh, he's got, well, what do we do?
I'll keep going. I gotta piss. Sorry, I gotta go.
Take us with you. Take us with
There's
you.
no one at the helm.
Take us with you.
So one movie that it's for sure a comedy, but I don't think it's got a lot of one-liners and like just like super funny like lines, but it's just a weird movie as a whole, is the movie Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass is
It's
a great
just like
movie, man.
Nick Cage in that is just like it's one of his like Nick Cage movies where like, what is
He's
happening
so over
here?
the top.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. He's like, where Chloe Moretz's character is like, I want a like Barbie doll with like a big fluffy dog, and it's like, that's what you want. He's like, no, Dad, I want a Benchmade 42 butterfly knife. And it's like, that's so like, it's so funny to watch this little girl just like do all this crazy stuff. I don't know. I think it's a really funny movie.
Yeah, Kick-Ass is great.
And it's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, and just watching him get his ass kicked.
Literally, like he also plays like the gay friend to this girl, and like goes over to her house and is like, I think he eventually like tells her, and it's just so funny. Man.
All right, Teach, you're up next.
I'm taking a film that I did not think was appreciated at the time, but I really enjoyed it. I'm taking Neighbors.
Okay.
Oh,
Neighbors a
okay.
lot. Neighbors is hilarious to me. Also, the younger Franco is in that film as well.
Yeah.
I love Seth Rogen, and I thought Neighbors was good. It didn't like bang as much as like some of the other Seth Rogen stuff, like the Knocked Up, and the that kind of stuff. But I thought it was really good, really well made, and I laughed my ass off every time I watch it. I just watched it again probably a couple months ago, and I was still laughing. So I'd take Neighbors.
All right, Royden, you're up next. Colton took Kick-Ass and Teach took Neighbors, so those are off the board.
Kick-Ass and Neighbors. All right, I gotta take Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping.
Mm-hmm.
Banger.
So if it had not have been made like I don't know 2007, Hot Rod would be up there for me, because I think the SNL Andy Samberg crew is so funny.
It's ridiculous.
The Lonely Island. Oh my gosh, man.
Hot Rod is I think it's the comedy that I go back to the most.
Yep.
But if we're doing this sort of criteria, Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping is a perfect parody. And
So
I don't think it got enough love back in the day because it parodied it so well of those like Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, 3D experience movies. Like that were coming out in theaters and making a ton of money, but it just parodied those so well. And like having Seal getting eaten by a wolf and like just it just those sort of, oh my God, it encapsulated that stuff so well. And then having like, it's a hologram Maroon 5 and it's Adam Levine. It's like a hologram. It encapsulated that parody so well. And I don't think people were like in the mood for parodies, but it was so good. And I think if you haven't watched Pop Star in a while, go back and watch it. Did I make it? Yeah, man, he sunk it. And he just like hitting the shot or whatever. Man, it's so good.
Brady, 2 picks.
Well, y'all taking all the comedies. That's it. That's all the movies.
That's all of them.
That's all of them. I think the movie I continually point people to if they like if they're just looking for suggestions for like low budget films, or if they just need an easy watch, is Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah,
I think this is
it's a great movie.
Taika at his most Taika Waititi. I think like especially because it's in like his home country of New Zealand. Like this feels very personal for him. It just seemed like a love letter to just sort of the like area he grew up in. I think it's a blast. I think it's so funny. Sam Neill of all people plays the sour old man going up against what is his name? The kid that plays the
he's in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, Deadpool 2.
I was gonna say the little prison wallet boy.
Yes,
he's also in Kong versus
yes.
He was ruined in Kong versus Godzilla. That boy is so funny, and they made him the most dumb fucking character.
I know.
Julian Dennison,
yes. I truly think he's phenomenal in this movie. Not just as like a child performer, but his brand of Waititi humor, I think carries over so well.
He gets it though, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's like completely in on the joke. You know what I mean? Like he seems to know what this movie's about.
Rachel House, who is in Thor Ragnarok, also as the guard who executes people.
Yes,
she's in this as a cop, and she is hilarious.
So funny. It's definitely a who's who of like Waititi faves.
Yeah.
And then number
Reese
2,
Darby too. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, yeah. No, I think number 2 is gonna have to be. This is because I'm a sucker for spy movies. I love Man from U.N.C.L.E. I think Man from U.N.C.L.E. is a fantastic movie. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I think
I've
witty.
seen it.
It's fun. It's definitely got that like buddy cop vibe. But like I said, I'm just a sucker for like Cold War spy movies. I can watch Bond movies all day.
With Henry Cavill and Redacted.
That was actually my introduction to Henry Cavill. That was the first movie I had noticeably, I think, seen him.
Was that your introduction to Redacted as well?
Yes, man. I love. Who can forget Redacted?
When we say Redacted, do we mean Arm and Leggy Hammer?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And there's a great cast in that movie actually. But okay, my next pick, and I gotta go with it just makes me laugh, man. And I guess it counts as a kind of like, tell me if I'm wrong, but I guess if we took Thor Ragnarok, Deadpool, the original Deadpool, makes me laugh harder than any movie that I think I've seen in theaters in a long time.
Yep.
That movie's so fucking funny. And it's such a reverent, like early 2000s humor, like you would see from Ryan Reynolds' early movies, like what was his early movies? Sorry. The Van Wilder movies. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's such that humor though, but it came back around to where it was like, all right, this is funny again.
Yeah. Well, I also think that movie doesn't ask you to take it any more seriously than you think you should walking in. You know what I mean? It's exactly what you expect. It's Deadpool.
It's also a breath of fresh air because we had all of these Marvel Avengers.
Yep.
Just cut and dry superheroes in a row. Like the last like deep superhero movie that we got was like Dark Knight. And then it was just like all these cut and dry superhero movies. And then it was like Deadpool where it's like he's getting shot in the ass and like just killing people and all this stuff.
There was a part of me who walked into the theater and I was like, man, they're gonna pull a lot of punches with this movie. You know, like they're gonna go with the R rating, but they're not gonna keep that Deadpool brand
not at all
of humor. And whether or not that's your brand of humor, I think is debatable. But I think what you can't deny is what you said, Royden. It's a breath of fresh air. It's different for once.
It kind of wears thin in the second one. I laughed at the second one, but the first one, it is such a relief.
Yep.
When you're in the theater and they're like, Hugh Jackman sucks, or like all these.
The fact that they're literally making fun of Ryan Reynolds in the X-Men movie, like they're literally making fun of that. Like that's so funny. To me.
My god.
The Green Lantern
thing. That shit is so funny to me.
It also like it kind of turned superhero movies on their head because it's like now that they show that was like the most successful R-rated movie opening like ever.
Ever.
And they're like, oh well, we can make like edgy superhero movies.
Right.
Like, they don't have to all be family friendly.
Yeah, that gave like for one of the best comic movie. That gave agency for one of the best comedy movie or comic book movies that I've ever seen, which was Logan. it gave that agency to be like, oh, people will come and see R-rated movies.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
But it also gave agency to Joker, which is ass.
Oh, I'm also famously on record on this podcast saying that I love Joker.
Joker sucks so bad. That movie is ass.
I'm
You
very
guys
interested to
hate
see-
people with mental illness, and it shows.
I'm very excited to
They
see. what
clearly
Deadpool
live in
looks
this
like.
society.
Guilty.
When Deadpool comes to the MCU, I don't know how the hell that Disney's going to do that, but I can't fucking wait. So
They're not.
I-
They're not brave enough.
Honestly, I don't know. Like some of the
They're
stuff
doing
that
it.
I like. I don't think they're gonna have big like. I think they're gonna freaking just like balls to the wall do it. Like I think they're gonna be like.
Well, the funny
he
thing
has
is
to be
it-
himself. Don't try to make him PG-13 or else it's gonna fail miserably.
Well, they
They're
tried
gonna-
the PG-13 cut of Deadpool 2, and like people are like, eh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
but
gonna
fuck
give
this
him
film.
the like token F word for a PG-13 movie. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna
Yes.
save it.
You're right.
I think they
but
could
it's
do
like-
it in a way where like anytime he cusses, like it like bleeps him out, and then he becomes like self-aware of it, and it's just like
What the? This is
I will never doubt our mouse overlords. Like they're gonna do
That's fair,
whatever they
that's fair,
do with the
that's fair.
MCU, and I'm gonna.
It's gonna
on
be
board.
fire. Whatever they
Like,
do, it's gonna be fire.
You
Yeah,
forget, like, just an addendum to this, you forget that they own Fox, so they can release it without any sort
They
of.
own
like,
the
Disney-
world. They can do
Yeah,
whatever
they're
they
coming.
want.
That's what I was thinking. If they release it like, oh, this is a Fox movie, like let's fucking go. I want a real Deadpool rated R movie in the MCU. That would be fucking fire. I would
Wait,
love
after-
that.
I want the
Feige-
Disney logo before Deadpool. Cusses me out.
I want to hear "When You Wish Upon a Star" and then just Deadpool having the raunchiest sex I've ever heard. In my entire life. But like Kevin
Turn that
Feige has
shit
already
up.
said that he's like leaving. He's leaving Deadpool rated R. Like they're not going to change
The
that.
money.
Good,
maker.
good, good,
You-
good, good.
You know what Kevin Feige's in the business of? Making money.
Making money.
Amen.
The man
And-
knows.
Well,
Cannot
there-
wait.
The thing is, too, though, it's kind of interesting because I don't know if you've ever watched or seen any comic steals of Moon Knight, but Moon
Yeah. Oh,
Knight
yeah.
is extremely rated R, but they're making
Yeah.
that into a Disney Plus show. So it'll be interesting to like.
Yeah.
The funniest thing with Moon Knight is he goes, Dracula, you fucking nerd, give me my money.
So, so there are people that do make like fake panels of Moon Knight, and I think those are like some of them. But like,
No way. Oh,
I think
I
those are,
wanted
like,
that to be
fake-
real so bad.
no, I did too, because it's like there was one that I saw he was just like throwing his little boomerang sort of. He's like random bullshit, go. And it's like I want them to keep that, but it's like I think
That's also how I choose to live my life.
I hate to be the fucking negative Nancy of a group and just be like, actually, those are fake. I think we should all.
I
just
can't
go
wait
with
for
fake
that Moon
news.
Knight series. Anyway,
Tease.
Is it my pick?
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I'm going for my last pick. I'm gonna pick Girls Trip.
Yes,
that's
yes.
funny.
Girl straight.
It's just funny. Sign me up. Take the ride every time. It's the only time Tiffany Haddish has ever been funny. That film is awesome.
Ooh.
Apparently,
Ooh.
she's funny. She's funny in this new Netflix. Oh shit, what's his name? Eric
Talking
Andre
about the
show.
Jam- Oh, I haven't
Oh,
seen
yeah,
it
yeah.
yet.
Yeah, I think
But that-
she's pretty funny in that.
That film's just hilarious. A lot of funny shit happening, and I really enjoyed it.
Her
Girl
pissing
Trip.
on the New Orleans crowd.
Oh
is
my God.
fucking hilarious.
They gave her so much piss. There was so much pee. I was like, no human being can make this much pee. This is crazy.
Just the sentence.
It's like a
"He
rushing
gave her
river.
So much piss.
It was like a fucking river of piss, which
Oh,
made it
get an
hilarious.
infection in
but,
your
like, it was
booty
too
hole?
much.
It's your booty hole.
Girl, that's a
Oh,
boot hole.
man.
That's a booty hole.
Is it me?
All right.
Yeah, Colton.
Okay, I'm gonna go real left field out of here, but I'm going the more family friendly route. And a movie that I like absolutely loved when it came out was the 2011 remake of The Muppets.
Oh,
Okay.
I was a bit like I'm a big Muppet guy, and so like I loved.
What's up,
the
you
weird-
big Muppet guy?
He's a literal puppet. He's a literal
a
puppet.
literal puppet.
am I a man?
No, but literally,
We're
I
all
think
Muppets
it's-
for the mouse. Come on.
Yeah. I love
I let Mickey
this
Mouse
movie
control me.
so much. And it's just a cute, like wholesome, like comedy. And it's, I don't know, it's definitely a breath of fresh air from the older Muppet stuff, I think, as well. But that's my last one.
A Jason Segel banger. He is
for real.
Secretly very talented. Like writing music and everything else. Like that should have been his calling, but he's just like in these Apatow movies.
Now he's meeting mothers.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like
Slap
the
bets
cast
and
in this
such.
movie is so crazy to me as well, because it's like I feel like it's
Amy
just like,
Adams
hey,
and Jason Segel or
yeah.
Segel.
I mean, it's like, hey, you want to be in the Muppet movie for like 5 seconds? Absolutely, I do. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Where do I sign for this?
Yep.
Well, I think that's true of any Muppet movie though, where it's just like throughout history, it's just like, hey, you want to be seen by thousands of children? Like,
yeah, literally.
Just throughout history, like, well, get your parents in these theaters. I haven't seen the Muppet movie in a long time.
Same.
It won an Academy Award, I think, for that song though.
Puppetry, probably.
Academy Award winner puppetry goes
for puppetry.
Muppets
One
surprising
puppetry.
no one.
Surprising no one every year after year. There hasn't been a puppet movie since 2012, so we have to keep giving it an Oscar.
What was that? What was that rated
Melissa
R
McCarthy
puppet
made
movie?
one. Yeah.
Yeah. What was that?
Murder at Happy
Doesn't matter.
Town or
Oh, the
something?
Happy
No.
Town Murders or something.
Happy
yeah.
Time Murders.
That's what it was.
That's
yeah.
it.
Yep.
I didn't
Apparently
watch it.
it's-
But
Surprising
So-
no one, it
Apparently
was
it's
abysmal.
so bad that none of us knew it.
Melissa McCarthy gotta relax. She's putting out way too many stinkers. Just sit down.
she
somewhere
doesn't
for
need
a while.
that many checks. Like she can't be doing that.
Academy
for-
Award winning actress. Stop doing projects with her husband.
She
Stop.
has one on like every streaming service. Melissa McCarthy won the streaming wars because they just keep paying her to put out shitty comedies on every.
There was a show that Melissa McCarthy was on. I can't think of what it is.
Mike and Molly.
No, it was before. It was before Mike and Molly.
Gossip Girl. Not Gossip Girl. Gilmore Girls.
No. Oh, what is? It's gonna bother me. What was it?
Pause for ad break.
Samantha Who. It was Samantha Who.
I forgot she was on that show. I love that show.
I remember me and my mom like in stitches because of her character in Samantha Who. Like she was so
all 35
funny.
episodes of that show.
Yeah. But
Can we get a round of applause for Christina Applegate?
Yes, we can. A queen. All right.
It's me. So I'm gonna take movie 43. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'll take
The Happy
Pixel
Time
for
Murder.
The
I'm actually
emoji
gonna
movie.
say, I'm surprised it lasted this long, but I'm thinking this is the end.
Yeah.
Because
Oof, yeah.
Nice.
another Jonah Hill banger, dude. I quote that bang bang bang
Bang,
bang
bang, bang. That parodies all of those dudes so well.
It's hilarious. The Backstreet Boys ending is hilarious every time, like for no reason. This is the end is hilarious. People were saying, like on Twitter when we asked, they were saying it's like a better comedy than 21 Jump Street or whatever, and I don't agree with that. But I do still think it's hilarious, and yeah, that's my last pick.
Is it
I
Jay?
saw-
Is the power of Christ compelling me?
Movie.
It's not that compelling.
I rented that movie on Redbox with some friends from high school, and we watched it like super late at night and like half asleep. The last scene, I'm just like, I'm not prepared for whatever it is that I'm watching right now. Like, I'm not prepared to
So
watch.
many dicks in that movie.
Oh man, it was crazy. It's a crazy movie.
That is another one of those movies where I saw in the theater like after 21 Jump Street because they were still coming out at this time where I was like, this is hilarious. And it's not when he gets raped by the demon and he comes on
yes.
he comes on the camera the next day. So something not so awesome happened last night. Funniest line in the movie. I think I've seen it.
Derek, take us home.
Cool. So my last pick is a little bit of an obscure one. It's a movie called Don't Think Twice. It
Heard of
is a movie. It's Mike Birbiglia.
Oh, yes, I've seen it.
It's the it's the improv movie.
Where he gets a show on SNL, or like he gets a part on SNL and everything. Yeah.
Keegan Michael Key's character gets cast as like, I think he's a writer. No, he's a cast member on like an SNL type show.
Yeah.
And he's like a part of their like Mike Birbiglia and like all these other comedians improv troupe. And it's funny, but it's also sad at the same time. But like I saw it with a bunch of my comedy friends in college. We all did like sketch together. And we were all just like crying and holding each other's hands at the end and just being like, this was the most unifying experience. Even though now like talking about like doing short form improv is so fucking embarrassing. It's like,
well, also you're in Texas, like nowhere near any mecca of like,
right. Like well, it's like when I was still living in around Houston, like I would go and do improv in Houston. But like now that like, the Panorama has like shut down all live performances and then like not really being near anything, it's like I miss that community, and like that movie really just shows like what a comedy community like can be. And it was really funny, it was really heartwarming, and made me feel good about myself, even though improv is a hobby to be laughed at. So
I think Mike Birbiglia, for that being his first directorial and like written film, I think it's very, very good.
Yeah.
I think it's incredibly good. But I love his. I'm a fan of his stand up anyway. So like, but I watched that and I was like, oh shit, this made me like sad. Like it's like, oh god. But yeah, that is a great film. Films we missed. Let's go down the list. Of course, we did. This is a film that I've talked about on this podcast, but it's on Netflix right now. The Darkest of Dark Comedies is so fucking funny.
The Marriage Story.
Well, yes. The Death of Stalin.
Oh my god, dude! I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's so funny, and they're talking about when they go into his room and he's pissed himself because he's died, pissed and shit himself because he's died. And they're like, you fucking like talk to him, like you like, and they're trying to like see who like handles this body is
yes. Watching these like crotchety old Russian men vie for power. It's so funny.
I realized that the film that we missed. Hold on, let me make sure it came out at the right time. But the film that I thought about the most was The Favorite.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As a comedy.
Oh yeah.
I love The Favorite. It's
was
incredible.
That a comedy? I guess.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I didn't know if it counted, but that would have
the darkest of comedies.
I was about to say another dark comedy.
That film fucking. I love that film.
It's great. That's great.
And we also miss Easy A, which is another good.
My favorite line from Easy A is when the black adopted son was like, "I know I'm adopted." He's like, "What? Who told you?
Who told you that?"
More Emma Stone that we missed. I didn't take it because I've taken it in like every draft we've ever done. But Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh,
great movie.
Wait. When did that come out? 2010?
I think so, or like something like that.
Yeah. I was gonna take Crazy Stupid Asians or Crazy Rich Asians. Crazy Stupid Asians.
Wow. Hashtag
in these trying times, Derek.
Asian hate. Stop Asian hate, Derek.
Stop! No.
Crazy.
You saw the picture earlier.
Asians.
I was at a Black Lives Matter rally.
Crazy
You were at a Black Lives Matter rally with blonde hair and blue eyes. Don't even.
Crazy stupid Asians.
I'm gonna hang up on the Zoom call again.
That was incredible,
Whatever.
man.
I'm stopping my video.
That's an incredible Freudian slips.
Oh man,
Crazy Rich Asians. It's a fantastic movie. You should all watch it.
A great film.
The greatest wedding I've ever seen in a
That
movie.
wedding scene,
my
it brings me to tears.
That wedding banged.
I've never been like horny for a wedding before, but like I was just like, ooh yeah.
I think some
Paddington 2. Both Paddington movies are incredible.
I think some like two like one really culturally like shaping movie that's like is really funny is Despicable Me. Like it has a lot of hate. It has a lot of hate behind it, and I understand, but like I think like
those films are good. Minion
and
Facebook moms ruined that movie.
like
those films are good.
But also Hotel Transylvania is also like really funny. I'm not an Adam Sandler fan, like in the slightest, But I love
Those
that
are
movie.
like
I
his
think it's-
highest rated movies. Like,
Yep. In
It's
the
like
same
Hotel
vein, I'm so
Transylvania.
mad. I'm so mad the criteria is 2010 because 2009 was Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and I think that movie, like, it's awesome. I think it's
Yeah.
so
It's a
funny.
leak.
so funny.
It's a leak. There's a leak in the boat.
I saw that trailer in theaters, and I probably laughed for 5 minutes whenever they're like, "There's a leak in the boat." It goes, "Ah!" I was the only person laughing for like 2 minutes, and like everyone was like, "What the heck is going on?"
My favorite line from that from that thing is when they name the monkey Steve, and then he's sitting there, he's like, "Are you good?" "Yeah, Steve." And he's there's a movie that came out in 2010 that it stars Riz Ahmed that is now kind of controversial, but it's very funny, called Four Lions.
Four Lions.
Oh,
Yep.
that film is
Yep.
incredible.
It's so
That-
funny.
I thought that was too early. I would have. That's a great film. Great choice.
And they play like Islamic terrorists, but it's a parody of that, and
When-
it's so
When they
funny.
have the mask on at the end, like when they have the costumes on, just like running around, that is like 15 minutes of nonstop laughing. Like that shit is
So
incredible, man.
Oh my god,
Dude,
of
that were
course-
on my list from when I was in the movie theater, like every single week, just watching literally anything that came out. Instant Family, which
Oh,
is like,
yeah,
I
That's a
love
good
that movie.
heartfelt.
It's
It's a
heartfelt,
truly good movie.
but it's so funny. I don't liking Mark Wahlberg, but like he was hilarious in that movie. And then also Tag, that movie that came out.
Oh
good.
man, that's so
Yeah,
funny.
Tag is good.
It's hilarious, and like it has no right to be as good as it is. Like that story is stupid. Like, but
Yeah, like
Yep.
I think I
the
remember
cast is
seeing it.
amazing.
I think I remember seeing it in college because our college had like $2 movies that you could go see, and I was like
Yeah.
surprised at how much I was enjoying it.
This is kind of a dark comedy as well, and it's Richard Linklater. It made like $1,000, but it was made and it hits close to home because it was made in Kilgore. But it is Bernie.
Oh, I was
Was
gonna
that
say,
Oh,
2010s? Really?
Yeah, that's 2011. It was made in
Dang.
Oh, wow.
2011. Matthew McConaughey is brilliant, is part of the reconnaissance, but that movie hits so close to home where it's like you got 5 parts of Texas. You got East Texas, you got the carcinogenic coast, which I call Houston. Yeah. It's incredible. This says Knives Out. I don't know if that's necessarily comedy.
Kind
This
of.
one,
Uh,
okay. You know what's funny is I like Sausage Party.
Oh,
I like
You're
that
on
movie.
here,
that
but
didn't do anything for me.
Really?
I'll tell you what.
The
No.
last 5
I don't
minutes
like
of
Seth
that movie-
Rogen humor. I especially don't like it in animated form.
the
I love
last
Seth
5
Rogen humor, but I couldn't do it.
The last 5 minutes of Sausage Party is some of the most shocking shit I've ever seen in my
When they're
entire
having
life.
an orgy.
That shit is wild.
I went to go see it with one of my friends in college, and we saw like a matinee, and it was like a bunch of like I assume families, and we were just sitting like hands over our mouths, like crying, laughing at like just the weirdest stuff.
The
Um,
absurdity of it is crazy.
I don't know if this counts as a comedy, but The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh,
Was that 2010?
No,
that-
but I just want to say it.
Oh, I was like, wow.
I was like, wait, when did that
2005,
movie come
but-
out? Nobody said The
2000.
Interview, the most controversial comedy of all
Oh
time.
man,
I never got
Actually,
around to
I
seeing it.
actually like that movie. That movie
Oh,
is
The
hilarious.
Interview.
I didn't hate
Oh.
it, but I didn't love it either.
I
I
don't know
actually
why
think that
my
movie
mind
is
went to-
very funny. I think it's a criminally robbed Randall Park performance because that was supposed to be Randall Park's like ticket,
Mhm.
and
And then they couldn't show the movie anyway.
they couldn't show the movie. I think that's very funny movie, but also the gentleman that I don't know if that's a
No.
We've been
was
talking a
like,
lot
Gentleman?
about
I don't-
we
I
were
don't-
talking
yeah,
a
I
lot
don't know.
about Taika Waititi, and Jojo Rabbit is hilarious to me. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
was thinking
buddy
Jojo
though.
Rabbit.
Yeah, but they hang a Jew sympathizer in that movie. What are you doing?
Still funny. I apologize. We talked about this on
Taika
pod,
Waititi's
like,
Hitler is so funny. I think he's fucking
Hilarious.
hilarious, dude.
staying on the Johnny Depp Rango, like the animated
Yeah.
lizard
Oh my
movie,
gosh,
was
dude.
like
Oh.
a really funny movie.
That's what I said.
There's another Richard Linklater film that I think that you should watch if you grew up in Texas. It's called Everybody Wants Some. It's about a baseball team
Mhm.
that comes of age in Texas. Nobody saw this movie. Like it just did not get a wide release. But like it's called Everybody Wants Some, and it's about like baseball players at like Texas State. And it's so genuine and funny. It's so good. I think you should watch that. Of course, this has like Project X, which is not a funny movie. Oh, The Edge of 17. How could we forget?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, the Edge of 17. Yeah.
Uh,
Great movie. Great.
Also on the
The-
list of like
the
one of
Duff.
my top 10 movies of all time, Grand Budapest Hotel. I think
Yeah.
is a masterclass of cinema. I love it.
I saw it. Like I looked up comedy movies, and I was like, I don't even think like it's funny, but I would not like.
when he's about to
would,
get arrested and runs away from like the police, is very funny.
When they just go in a circle, decking each other in the mouth over the painting. I think it's the funniest thing on planet Earth.
The Kingsman, there is it's not a comedy movie, but the Kingsman, when he like kills all those
People in the
bigots
church.
in the church is
Mhm.
the funniest thing I've ever seen on film.
Amazing scene. It's
That
hilarious.
scene is
and,
nuts, dude.
it's just, it's great action and it's hilarious at the same time. It's like really good.
All right, I think we're done. Let's wrap
I
it
should
up.
oh sorry, I my mic was off. I should have taken this one more. Palm Springs.
Yeah, Palm Springs
Yep.
is good. Wait,
Didn't
didn't
that just
come
come out
Like,
though?
that just came
So
out.
that was our
2020.
most, yep,
Oh, it was
that's our most
2020,
recent
okay.
episode, and it's funny. I love that movie.
Palm Springs is good. I liked it.
Yeah.
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 I think Palm Springs one of the funniest movies of this year for sure. All right, so we are wrapping up here. 2 hours and 15 minutes in. Told y'all this was the podcast like 3 hours earlier.
Hey,
All
listen,
right.
YouTube loves that long form content. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you for watching on Twitch,
YouTube
and
or
thank you
Twitch.
for watching. Yeah, thank you for watching on YouTube and Twitch. We really appreciate it. Go subscribe to those channels. Apollo HOU, Apollo Houston on Twitch, and One Take Podcast on YouTube. But guys, that's not important. Who is going to tell us where you can find Stir the Plot content?
Not me.
If you check your local dumpsters, I'm pretty
Not
sure
me.
you can find it.
I don't want to.
You can find us on Instagram at Stir the Plot. You can find us on Facebook, although that channel has been dead for a long time.
Oh my god.
You can
So-
email us at Stir the Plot. You can be the first person to email us at stirtheplot@gmail.com. But yeah, Instagram is usually the best way to keep up with us.
Hey Brady, is our Instagram still flagged?
Yes.
Wait, what? What?
How did that happen?
So for some reason, I was going down like through some similar podcasts and like following people, and I guess I did it too fast, and Instagram got mad at me and put me in Instagram jail. So our account is now
Wow.
flagged for the
Mark
next-
Zuckerberg took our Instagram away from us.
Yeah, I guess. So
All right.
anyway, we'll drop like 6 days worth of content when we get released.
Including the content that we sent you, the most PG-13 content that we could ever see.
Yeah, yes. Thank you for abstaining, boys. You're
Oh man, that podcast was from like 15 podcasts ago. But thank you so much for coming on. We Dex and I had a blast on y'all's podcast. That was really fun.
I
But
can't wait to listen to the episode, y'all.
good. Yeah, that makes two of
Yeah.
us. I'm kidding.
go listen. Go listen to Stir the Plot. That concept is, I left a review. The plot was definitely stirred, is what I put on my review.
Oh.
But
That's all we want to hear. That's the positive reinforcement I never had.
that's kind of like our mission statement. As long as we stir a plot,
yeah,
We
done our
got
job.
it.
Yeah, we got it. We're good.
it's definitely. I'm being so genuine here. It is definitely something that I haven't heard on a movie podcast review sort of genre. It is definitely something that I haven't heard within this genre, and it is so much fun to listen to y'all every week, and I really appreciate what y'all are doing with that. And thank you for having us on. But Dex, what are we doing?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh. Also, shop Apollo HOU. Use promo code OneTakePod and get 10% off the flyest teaching merch you've ever seen.
10%?
ApolloHOU.com. 10%. We are out here like we're making moves, we're making deals. We're doing what we can for the people.
We're supporting Florence HOU.
And
Hashtag support Florence HOU.
Is that promo code one take like spelled out one or the
ONETAKEPOD promo code 10% off the flyest Houston merch you've ever seen. They've got something for you even if you're not from Houston. Like it's just so much cool stuff.
If you put in promo code Stir the Plot STIRTHEPLOT, your Instagram will get flagged. So
actually add 10% to your purchase.
It will break the website and we can no longer be a part of Apologies.
Sorry, don't do that.
Thank you so much for everyone that listened to us. Go follow Stir the Plot and their iTunes reviews and leave them a review as well. But also, they have more reviews than we do, and fuck that shit. Like I wasn't gonna bring it up, but yeah. They have more reviews and 5-star ratings than we do. So I don't appreciate that.
I will say we've been around for around 2 to 3 years, and we've only put out 30 episodes, whereas y'all have been out for a year and you put out 60 episodes. It's a give and take.
We are on track this year to put out more episodes than we have the previous 2 years.
The previous 2 years, I think. Yeah, probably.
We're due for a 6-month hiatus.
Guys, I gotta take a break.
Well, we definitely appreciate y'all coming on. We definitely appreciate y'all having us on, but also to the fans that have listened to us from day one, please and thank you. Go leave a 5-star review or a 2-star. I don't give a shit. Go leave a review on our podcast. It just helps our algorithm that much more. If you have an iPhone, but also if you're listening to us on Spotify or Google, go follow us on those podcast platforms. We really appreciate that. Go follow Apollo HOU on Twitter. Go follow One Take Pod, the number One Take Pod on Instagram and Twitter as well. Thank you so much to those that are listening to us. One more time, Dex. What are we doing?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh.
All right. We're out.
Oh, thank y'all. I am sleepy. I'm going to bed. I'm sleepy.
Let's go.